What's poppin', people? Welcome back to the Misplay for Game podcast. As usual, it's Andrew or Elixir.
Hello, the internet. I'm over here. It's Tom. How you doing? Back for 13 on a very funny date.
And yeah, scuffed cameras.
Oh, where am I? There I am. Hello. I still don't know what deck I want to play. Man, there's so many choices, but Mirage keeps winning, so that's cool.
Yeah, and it's just the three of us today. No guests. My bad, but like sometimes it's nice to just have the three of us, like the trio, and then guests will actually be guests instead of just like an expected variable.
It's also like we all are very opinionated Digimon players, so it's nice to just yap for a little bit without having to have like really good players show up and substantiate like, oh yeah, this is why you guys are idiots.
Yeah,
it's like we know we're idiots, but this is the 2 hours where we talk about that.
I have no opinions. What are you talking about?
That's true. My bad, brother.
I have never once had an opinion about anything.
I am takeless.
Metal Gurumon is really good, guys. Trust me.
Jeez.
Yeah. General housekeeping. When we are gonna do a little bit of like another game, it's not gonna be the standard like. We're not playing Lethal Living this week. That is I require 4 people, so I can subject 3 people to inhumane suffering in the form of a great Digimon game. And if you want to watch that and you haven't already seen it, we've got the YouTube backup of the last 2 weeks of Lethal Living, and Memgage's Room also had its video come out. So if you like seeing a, I guess what, magical hats, 2 truths, 1 lie kind of game show, then we do have that on the YouTube. But we're going to be doing something slightly different that can be done with just the 3 of us, where we'll be doing some trivia that you guys will be able to play along at home. As usual as well, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't already. We're trying to just leave everyone in the dust. And if you have Amazon Prime and yours refreshed like mine did, without me remembering that that's what happens every time this month, each year, then you have Bezos bucks that you can give to us for free, which helps us do more stuff. We're trying to run a tournament, and tournaments cost money. And
I love Bezos bucks.
But yeah, that's just the general things. We're nearly at 1.9k, so that's kind of crazy on YouTube. And big thanks to everyone that's been supporting us. Fellas, there were some tournaments that happened today. And once again, the Blue Dog kind of just did what it does best in EU and cleaned up.
We're going to hear more about it as we go, but this is the second Mirage event in a row, if that is true. Obviously, we don't have the full breakdown yet, because I expect Raid and Trade will probably get that to us within, like, the week. Raid and Trade, they get to us whenever.
They used to be really quick. It used to be same day.
They do. I mean, to their credit, they are much bigger events than they used to be as well, so I am sympathetic to it to an extent, but, you know. It's a challenge probably getting all that data. I have that much trouble just running the Excel spreadsheets for this, so never mind, 200 something people. But if it is true, I heard from a reputable source, Andrew in Discord, that it was a Mirage on Mirage finals. So
I think I
watched it live.
Yeah, I was eating sushi. I was not there.
I watched it live. I sat through most of the stream, and I will not describe whether my experience was positive or negative.
It was purgatory.
We were just sort of stuck there for a while. I watched, I mean, for the fact of the matter is, but the 3 of us watched it, which is weird. We don't normally have this. Like, I think the last time we had like live impressions of an event was Worlds. Where we were like, we did the show, and then that was like our Worlds prediction.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of times like Ultimate Cups, like when Saf was playing, we kind of all were like live reacting in Discord, and then like I listened to paint drying as Saf was just doing red hybrid things in finals to get his Susanomon. But like this, I don't know. I woke up in like a pretty low mood this morning. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can leave the house. I sit down and immediately just molding. Just my day went from bad to worse instantly because I logged on to go watch some Digimon. Terrible mistake. But
there were some like weird ones in the event. I wish to any sort of credit that the stream overlay maybe accounted for like a handle for some of the players so we could like gas people up. But y'all, there was an undefeated Hunters in round 6. That's currently tickled me. I keep thinking about that.
Deck?
A couple of Gabubons running around in that event, apparently. I think that's funny. I keep hearing about that online.
Secon is going to be Secon, so it's like... Yeah. I mean, at least it didn't win, which means that they probably just ran into like red hybrids. A tale as old as time.
Or maybe they just drew too many times instead of saving that draw for the final round just to give us an anticlimactic end to a tournament. At least we got to see someone, like, you know, kill the other person and then the tournament ended, as opposed to like, hey, by the way, table 2 didn't draw, so the tournament's over, smiley face.
Yeah.
Well,
Gabumon is like,
that's the Dan Vang difference. If you ain't him and he's him, you don't get those round 7 draws that turn you into a first place champion.
yeah. The thing about, like, for example, there's like some weird, like, wild decks. There's sort of like, I think like Gabumon is like one that like kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And you know, I happen to live with an idiot that, you know, loves Gabumon. So testing against that deck is kind of insane because it's like all you have to do is you go show me Louis plus both pieces and it's wraps. And then he, you know, plops the 3 cards down and it's like, oh, this was a game that I had some agency in. But then sometimes, you know, the deck just loses to like strong security, like starter deck Magnamon just kind of shits on Gabumon.
Yep.
Yeah. That deck is so annoying because it's one of those ones where the tamer not being once per turn was an oversight that they could not have possibly predicted that they themselves would break. Because I see sometimes just like the push up and I'm like, okay, yeah, that Gabumon didn't kill me. Or, it's Ukamon. Okay, at least I'm not dying off of this stack. And then the Louis hits and I go, off turns aren't real.
It's also that like you like if you unironically have Uko Louis, you can like keep the Gabu in the back and then you know, Louis to raise, right? Because you'll hatch, get a memory, you know, put a rookie, then you Louis, bring it out again, and you'll get like all of the tamers. And then if you somehow draw into a second Louis, you just fucking do it again.
Yeah.
There's actually no downside.
Yeah.
Louis always breaks even with, like, if you have 2 tamers, Louis just breaks even at worst.
It's crazy that Louis is the second best map. Yeah.
You're right.
Well, and then Ukomon is the 3rd best map.
Uko is like the second or third best Gabu, right?
I keep seeing the good folks at DigitalGate that they're talking about would love to do like a ban list because one of the guys on there is like, I think there's like 80 cards that we could ban to just make the game like so much better. When I think about stuff like that, it's like it would be a fun format to like look at. But like I know people are sick of Numemon, people are sick of Mirage. There's like these decks that either are like obscene right now because they're just so one note or like they've been good for forever. Like this is the format of like, damn, this thing has been good enough for forever. I'm sick of it. But man, I just get Ukomon out of here.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
crazy.
sick of that.
People are mad about Ukomon now, and then it's like we're getting a better one soon.
It just gets worse. It's so annoying, man. I legit don't think Numemon's like that oppressive if it has an off turn every turn.
Yeah, it's one of those really weird ones where like Numemon being like a rogue deck that was like, obviously, you know, Nume is a funny Digimon like for fans of the show, and just to look at, he's like a weird goober. Like when that deck was a road deck, it was cool. It won worlds, and then people downgraded it and figured out the deck still kind of just mollywops in 15, and now the deck is not fun anymore.
Bro, go back to December. Marcio's been yelling about Numemon as like the thing that beat Apocalypse for like months.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's just like it's never been like, I don't even think it was that sleeper. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like it wasn't on a lot of people's radars though.
Yeah, probably.
Because even like in 16, like it was like popular-ish, but like everyone's looking at vaccine armor, and then suddenly it's just like, oh yeah, the worlds happens, and it's just like, yeah, slug. It's like, oh, this deck is good, and most
literally
the
day after worlds that they had the open event. It was very funny.
Yeah, it's like I'll stand by this. Where like I think Nume is as good as people don't prepare for it, because you can somewhat telegraph like most of their actions. You know, it's not a deck that like will randomly like high roll. I think like the most high roll that deck has is like, do they have protoform? Because that is a card that like mitigates some of their costs. Because for the most part, you know that like it feels like you're playing against like an old school Digimon deck where, you know, if I pass them this much, they can do this into this. They don't have a ton of like, you know, random bullshit cards.
Despite it being an aggro deck with like an overpowered aggro engine, like it's only overpowered because it's never cheating. Or sorry, it's cheating its like resource turns,
Yeah.
I like legit think like, you know, if they lost Nume X and Monze X, the deck would just die because it isn't
Well,
actually
yes.
unfair. It's just too fast.
My thing is like I don't have a problem with like Numemon as a near infinite like resource loop deck.
Hmm.
My issue is that it's the deck that abuses Ukomon the best.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking heinous because like on paper, if they were looping into platinums and then like say for example in BT16 they would go into like Chaosmon, that would be an objectively like cool deck, you know, like they have a little bit of aggro, they can, you know, play that mid-range game and then they would have like a payoff. But
Yeah,
they're
the
just
double
the best aggro
partition.
deck.
Yeah.
I think it's also that they're an aggro deck that also has some of the most obscene removal. Like DP minus is still objectively broken, but we need it. There's a video on it. It's really cool. It took a lot of time, smiley face. But like, after reading Monze X, like, I get why some people would think that it's the problem card. Why does, like, it's one of those X antibodies that doesn't require the name or X antibody to be in its sources to do its main effect, which is objectively fucking stupid.
Well, I guess, I mean, that depends how you look at it, right? Because is the shrink better than playing the free slug?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
because
so.
Tom,
Sure,
Tom, they can just
this...
hard slam something and they get the effect every turn. It's not normal.
I know. But I'm saying they'd have fewer bodies without that effect if they didn't have free Ukomons promoting it.
That is also
that is true.
It's like we're kind of putting the chicken and the egg in the wrong order.
But
on
it's
paper,
also
it would be like -3 for Monzai and then like maybe -4, so it'd be like a -7 total. I could get behind that.
Yeah.
But my problem is that just like if you build a wall, they build a very tall ladder because they just go wide and they kill you. Like even if you Zudo out like, you know, what would for most X antibody decks be the thing that turns off the trigger, they just slam a Digimon and they get away with it because for whatever reason it's just hard play any Digimon and there's no downside to that. If it was like if you have Monze or an X antibody, then you know fair enough, like it's what most X antibodies do. But it's just like you get the one turn effect if you have the thing, and if you don't, just slam a Digimon anyway if you've got the memory for it. Yes, Ukomon makes it easier for them to have the memory, but like boosts have been in the game for a million years. They would just change to boost plus slam a thing, answer the board, which is
that's an interesting point. The deck would play boosts is a fun discussion because half of it is black and half of it is yellow. So what boosts would it play?
Guess what? They all cost 3, so Pride is fucking playing them.
You know, fair point. But the point is that like in that scenario, you have options to like look at the deck building structure, but without something like Ukomon, they probably commit to one color deck base. They probably don't play as much about Swarm. They probably play to the value of the Monzemon instead of just being like, I have 5 bodies, good luck.
Yeah, I guess Pride would also bin off your Monzes, which would be inconvenient in a deck that can't. Well, I guess it can recur them. That's the hardest name to recover too. Yeah, it can recur them, but it's hard.
My main thing is like the DP minus, like Monza X being DP minus that stays until end of opponent's turn, plus the fact that it's all turns when you play something out, means that like if you have 2 guys out and they kill one of them through deletion, it's just okay, cool. This one is going to flow, proc the Monza X. Or worst case scenario, Zwart defeat comes out of your security, comes out of their security, and then procs it.
Yeah, I will give you that. That is a particularly unfun interaction point. Plus,
the fact that because Monza X is yellow, which, you know, neat, but like, if it was black, it means that they wouldn't have been able to go into Venus. I think Nume, in terms of being like an aggro deck, it's the aggro deck that gets to sort of like checkmate you the hardest in the sense of, I'm not killing you here, but I'm going to go into Venus like this turn, and unless you show me Death X, there's, you know, you can't crack my board, or like an option maybe.
It's kind of like how like Bloom at its like peak was ending on Quartz all the time. It's like, I didn't kill you, but like good luck cracking back.
Yeah, now you're stuck.
Like I hope you had a 5 in raising ready to answer this stack, and then when you do, I benefit from it. This is doing it from a 5 into a 6. Also, uniquely being single color makes the armor matchup very difficult, something that I'll just bitch about anyway. It going from like it being single color makes it so much harder to just like out. Like there are so many decks now that like, okay, yeah, we made an obscene boss monster, but it's 2 or more colors, so if you target per color, that's pretty funny and you can answer it. This is just like, single color, get rid of my Monze, my sec +1, whatever will I do without it anyways?
It's also neat too, because like one of the things that like we sort of talked about this in previous episodes about like, especially when we've had Terry on, and shout outs to Tio Terry, big ups. about like the history of certain colors and like the prevalence of yellow as like a thing. It's like yellow has had like, let's be generous here. Yellow's had like 2 decks that were like legitimately competitively threatening. There was like Shine and Yellow Hybrid, and like
No,
Lord Knight had a format.
No. Okay, no. Yellow was very good from like BT4 onwards. Like you had Yellow War Greymon, which was like a super strong deck.
Sure.
You had Lord Knight, which was like
yeah, Lord Knight was probably the diff for exactly one format.
Yes, I mean it got power crept by the craziest level 7 in the game at the time, right? Like
yeah,
Gabubon just soloed an entire Lord Knight board.
Yep, it was crazy.
And then yeah, like Yellow Hybrid was a big stinker.
But I think
Shine...
the thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say yeah. The Shine is like, Shine just doesn't really care what you do. It's the most like, and it's not really a yellow deck. It just happens to be a deck that is in yellow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
It's like I'm just going to do my game plan regardless of what you do. It doesn't really interact with the opponent. It mostly just asks the opponent, do you have anything for me? If not, you're dead.
I think the reason I bring that up is because this is the like tipping point where I think a lot of the yellow stuff has been kind of on the fence of like
somebody brought up a good point. Maste
Lord Knight, Shine. Yeah, Maste is fine. Yellow Vaccine. Oh, we're getting there. I don't think Yellow Vaccine has ever been like tier 1 busted deck ever though.
No.
Well, we didn't get it. We didn't get BT14 yellow.
Oh, sure, with the Geogreymon, yeah.
With the Geogreymon. Yeah, we didn't get full power.
That is a great point. So yeah, I would like to 3 tier 1 perfect decks is yellow. So Yellow Vaccine, Lord Knightmon, and
I think Vaccine is good enough as like a yellow deck because you can build it in a few different ways. I think there's no clear best way to build Vaccine. It's just you pick the tools that you want.
Well, Vaccine feels like the 2024 Digimon flavor for yellow, right? So it's like we talk about like yellow Lord Knight was like DP minus, did crazy board expansion. Yellow Hybrid was like ridiculously durable, 1,000 recovery a game, and just like super efficient resource management. Yellow Vaccine is a DP minus thing that lingers. Like this is kind of how they're leveraging buffing yellow now. It's like the angel cards like Anjuamon Ace lasts for the end of your opponent's turn. Monzemon X is for the end of your opponent's turn. The powerful yellow reduction effects linger now. And like that's the direction they're taking the color into. So that much is clear that Bandai wants that kind of thing in the color. That's like where they're cool with it going. I don't necessarily think that's great one way or another. If you've seen it or played any EX6, yellow gets really annoying really quickly.
Yes, sir.
But
whoa,
it's one of those things where it's like
no Dominimon slander.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dominimon's a great example, right? Like the 3 Great Angels deck kind of does that to you.
Dominimon making 4 Dominimons is very, very funny. It's incredibly high roll, but damn, does it look funny when they do it. I can't even be mad. It's like such a spectacle.
Dominimon is like a spiritual successor to like Lord Knight almost, where it's like, okay, I'm going to make my board and I'm going to use my security to protect my board. And I'm only recovering to stay alive. Now, granted, those cards, don't really have a limit on them for some reason, so
and it still works great with all the angels already. So you still get the Anjuamon Aces, you still get the Magnologies.
I don't know why they didn't like put a cap on. Like they figured it out, Anjuamon, you're allowed 6 security. That is fine. And then they just forgot about it again.
So yeah, that's what I mean is when I say that like yellow's had like its couple thresholds of like really broken tier 1 best deck in the format decks. And when you look at them, they all kind of do their one thing at the like upper limit of what Bandai allows that color to do. And I think Numemon is kind of not necessarily the best abuser of yellow's new facelift this year.
I don't think it is yellow though. I don't think it's a yellow deck.
I think it's a black deck.
It's the abuser of the best yellow cards that never got hit along the way. Fair. So you were saying like it sucks that they're yellow because they turn into Venus. I was like, bro, Venus has been stupid to play around for 2 years.
Your brother said the most like real ass shit in like last weekend. He was like, yeah, Venus is the most proactive yellow card.
Kinda. He's not wrong. It's just like it does the most impact immediately.
Venus is one of those cards that feels like it would be an X. It feels like it would be an X antibody thing because like it has 2 very interesting like it's Floodgate and then it's like when Digivolving, if you have whatever underneath, apply blanket that then activates the Floodgate. So it would be like generically strong, but it's got the caveat of you need a way to do the upkeep, which it would obviously automatically do if it had the X antibody line. But she just has everything and just does it.
Imagine if we were protoforming into Venus one.
That's insane.
Oh, let's not do
3 cost
that.
Venus one. Let's not do that.
Let's put it on some
know.
Scrimblow bimbo.
There's a very legitimate argument for a lot of the Monzemon and Numemon cards just being super overpowered, and I hear you, man. I really do. I don't necessarily think they are themselves the broken thing, just that they are the result of a bunch of broken stuff is still in the game, and with new cards being good because their 2024 like package of refreshing these colors and effects has been consistent. The deck just kind of gets to like, I hate playing in Numemon. Yeah, it's exactly. It's a great abuser. It's like a 38 card deck, and you play 12 busted singles.
Because like it abuses the best generics in the game, right? It abuses the Ukos, it abuses Venus, it abuses
Heaven's Judgment sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. It abuses Louis.
Chimeramon.
It abuses Chimera, Protoform.
Ruin Mode. Less FX.
Yeah, it's for the mirror.
But in next set, I think it's really funny that like Valkyrie Mon Ace,
that's another one. It just takes Valkyrie Mon.
It's like on paper, you look at that card, and the card is not like super impressive. It's not a flashy card by any means. It's like a DP minus.
Good in Numemon though.
Yeah, it's like a DP minus is something, and then like you pop something and you sec +1, and it's like wow, this is like okay. But then you actually play against it, it's like what the fuck? Why am I getting ruin moded on my own turn?
Yeah, I also think it's really funny too because it's like one of the things that you don't see a ton of right now in Numemon that is in the power budget for that deck is that like half the Monzemons have really good on plays. And like the intent is that you're supposed to play them, gain memory, and then set up an effect that their Wind Digivolving would also do. And it's like they DP minus and kill your Floodgate, they sec minus something, and then on the next turn you're like, I may or may not have Valkyrie Ace. Good luck, dude. And it's like if you think Azu Longmon is annoying now, wait till you see the big guns. So
but like I mean that's the other one, Azulong, right? Like
it's another generic.
And it's like I'm cool with generic cards being strong, but
I'm a hater. Archetypes all the way.
I don't want like every yellow deck. I don't want to be playing around Azulong in every yellow deck that I play against. Because that card is insane.
Azulongmon's not a vaccine, is he?
No,
yes,
I thought he was a data type.
I think
I'm getting worried now. Give me a minute.
I think it's vaccine.
We run a Digimon podcast. I play Davis. Why don't I know that?
I'm pretty sure he's
Azulongmon is a data.
Oh, never mind.
Let's go. We knew. I don't know
Sheer
why.
Panic for a second.
I think it's because the 4 Great Dragons are.
It's 2 vaccines, a data, and a virus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Goldramon is that vaccine.
Yeah, Goldramon and
Patamon's guy.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of talk about Numemon. I went ahead in our pod chat and dropped shouts to Digimon Card Meta. They have, I think we don't give them their flowers enough as we ought to. The good folks at Digimon Card Meta have basically been the greatest educational platform in the game's history for, I don't know, man, probably close to 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like it's the first website you like hear about. The problem is that like they don't have that many people contributing, so sometimes lists feel like a little bit limited. They don't grab everything, but they're a pretty good like general resource.
We got Dan Vang for this one though, so I was just saying how much he is, but Card Meta does a good job with their write-ups. This is from Dan Vang specifically, and I thought it might be neat. If people haven't already had a chance to see it, he played purple-based Numemon to a first-place finish at the Core TCG Online Regional on April 6th. And this I realize this article is close to a week old now, but it comes with, it was brought to my attention along with another one that we'll talk about later. But this was kind of like, I just didn't think we'd had a chance to talk about write-ups in a little while. Tons of people talk about like, I would love deck profiles, I would love guides, I would love these sort of structures. And this is true for lots of card games. You know, you always hear about Yu-Gi-Oh! Like people who write like big in-depth write-ups about their tier 2 rogue deck. It's like, that's great, but like, you know, the ban list will change or the format will change and then all that information is gone. That is often a problem in Digimon. So I think it's important for us to sort of celebrate that kind of deck building and that archiving when we see it. It's a big deal for the community. And then people, you never know, guys, in like 2 years when you want to go back and play BT15 just for funsies with the homies, not my thing, but maybe you
We will not be picking 15 if we're going for a way back format, that's for sure.
Yeah. But Numemon has a write-up from one of the game's greatest. So I thought it was interesting. There's a couple things in here that they talk about. Dan played double Gabumon at the start of the day, and we were just joking
long
about
day for
Gabumon.
them. Like genuinely long day for the Gabumon players. Like I guess favorable-ish matchup, but like the guys that were like, I'm to go on my breakout run. I figured out the format, and then it's Dan Bang like, welcome to your X1 bracket.
Yeah, Dan describes it as a tough matchup.
It is relatively tough.
Yeah, he rushes down and gets lucky, and then in game 2, literally the only note in that whole matchup is, I got lucky that he wasn't on the third unsuspend, so I still had security. Hallelujah.
And I don't know if like the thing about like the Gabumon, I think the most fun evolution of the deck is like utilizing Lanamon to give themselves another like extra check. I think that is like the coolest thing about Bond right now is like using Lanamon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whack.
Yeah, whack doesn't describe it's insane.
It's kind of just the culmination of like a lot of weird blue utility cards finally coming home to roost. But that's Digimon. Like we were just talking about, like a lot of good yellow cards that have just not had a home.
The most blessed color of all time versus
yeah,
the most
Lanamon
blessed color of today.
Yeah, I can't. If you told me that what's it called, a Gunimon wasn't the best hybrid in BT12, I would have laughed at you. But Lanamon showed up for another tournament dub.
There was he played, I think it was like
that's a joke. Don't kill me.
He played, I think in the final paragraph he highlights that he played against Beelzemon. And then that like the other two players was like a Deva versus like Terrier, and because they drew, that's how he was able to get first.
Yes.
But notably the Terrier player Steve Lee, he's the person who has topped with a Terrier like back to back. Like
isn't it 3 in a row now?
No, I think he went X3 at the last event.
Never mind.
It's because he was testing.
He's crazy though.
He was testing Lightning Blade, which, you know, power to him. Funny card. Fire Rocket does a whole lot more for the same cost.
Well, it just
piercing, right?
It's like sometimes it's just matchups. Like the deck can just be really good, but like the matchup's going to be a little bit awkward. But he said that like he was lucky enough to dodge what Red Hybrid Levy and Davern Secon. So
yeah. It's interesting. I think there's something to this format where it's like a lot of the, like all of the information, obviously you should go ahead and read Dan's write-up, go to Digimon Card Meta, check out their articles tab, support the site, and turn your damn ad blocker off. That's all I got to say. But the interesting thing about this format seems to be that whenever you read a really in-depth review of like how an event goes or how a format connects itself to like a tournament run and how a deck looks at its event placement, it's always like, I was lucky enough to dodge it. And I was like, wow, I mean, all right, whatever it takes. Shoutouts to playing 2 of the 3 Gabumon players. I sympathize with you, Mr. Dan Vang. I hit Alphamons like it's nobody's business.
Maybe not this time.
Maybe not this time. That would be the dream. That's Dan's write-up. I just wanted to give a quick shout out. That's all it was.
Yeah, I think write-ups are really cool because like you said, everyone's looking for deck profiles, but not like, even if they do go through some of their theory and, you know, they drop like a 25-minute thesis, shout out to Harry. Some people are just going to go wear list and not understand any of the ratios and why we build in the way that we build. But yeah, I think write-ups are really cool. Obviously, Japan has been starting to pump them out, and we've been, you know, signal boosting those where we can. But that's one of the things that I've always seen in Digimon card meta is like, they're fantastic for getting results, but sometimes I just want to read an article, and they're like, when you look on like the little side banner, it's just like, wow, how to use Mako in BT 10. I don't know when Mako came out.
Like, this Mako security control, that's still their most popular article.
I'm just like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
My thing is, yeah, I like articles. My main thing is like, as soon as someone places in the top 16 range, I want to know their matchups, because more often than not is like the reason why you place is because you played against X decks and you didn't play against Y decks. So
Round
not
one
to like
bye.
invalidate. Yeah, like not to invalidate people's achievements, never that. Just it's like, if you were able to dodge like your worst matchup, it's like, okay, sick, you were well positioned to do well. Saf1, dodging machine, you know?
Yeah.
Gallopmon 1 hitting 3 Numemons.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Context matters a ton. Is this like, a great segue, for example? Oh, wait. Actually, speaking of segues.
I was going to talk about like the Rosemon deck.
You read my mind. You read my mind. I want to talk about Rosemon. Like, but really quick, while we're talking about segues, do we maybe have any fan art that we could show off of us on some not segues?
Yeah, I mean,
you want to tune in for this?
Tom, do you have the thing? Because
yeah, I'll put it in the pod chat, gentlemen.
It's so good.
Oh, it's already in the pod chat, Andrew. If you want to,
Is it? Do I need to scroll up?
scroll up? Yeah, scroll up to the 17th, and
Peak.
click open in browser for you, amigo.
Hell yeah. So
oh yeah, we have our first Misplay for Game fan art.
If y'all remember, we talked about some segues on the last podcast. I do not have the clip ready because my ass is stupid. But we said, I just want to see us at the bottom of some stairs because apparently Portuguese people, infamous for not being able to use hoverboards. So, yeah, here's the whole squad at the Portuguese airport. There's Tom still on the stairs, Marcio cooked, me.
I'm fucking cooked.
Yeah, just gone. So, yeah, shout out to Luftic for providing the first piece of Misplay for Game fan art. Very, very funny. If y'all want to draw us at the bottom of a staircase on some segways or hoverboards, be our guests. We may also come up with other things at some point. Maybe there'll be a hashtag.
Vic knows me so well. She drew me with a green jumper. That's what she's a goat.
My favorite part is that you and I have you've got the agency slides, but I got my nasty Crocs ones.
I am wearing regular ass shoes.
I wish I could find the original clip. I thought it would be on your Twitch, but I guess I don't understand Twitch well enough because I am an old man inside.
She does have it saved somewhere.
Shoutouts to @Luftic on Twitter. Y'all know where to look. Support local artists, and thanks for the fan art, Lamau.
Yeah. If there's a hashtag for it, you'll know about it when we know about it. But for now, I don't know. Yeah, all of our DMs are open. Just send us stuff. We like stuff.
Steph was talking about like everyone's drawings. That one we'll save for like when it's completed.
Oh yeah, when that one's ready, the magnum opus.
Yeah.
But that was our segue joke. If you want to talk about the thing you wanted to segue into, Marcio.
Oh, I was just Rosemont, like the Rosemont deck. I mean, if we want to look at the French regional.
Yes, let me go ahead.
I mean, Mirage won again, so this is like what Mirage was like 4th win or 5th win.
Yeah, 3rd win in Europe, 4th win overall. It won LATAM. It won the first LATAM regionals of the format. It won Mana Vortex. It won Toulouse, and it recently won Raid and Trade today. I've just dropped it in the pod chat, folks.
Yeah, I'm just the title.
And if you're interested, I think it could be a cool chance for us to shout out V League. Eggman has credited them because Eggman's the GOAT. But they have a really cool graphic breakdown where you can see all of the lists, and it goes past from 16th all the way up. So proper top cut, shows you the stuff, shows you the where to find the people. You know, it's a cool deal. But in order, we have Bloomlord, Leomon. I love the Leomon list.
We go from top to bottom.
Well, let's go from top to bottom. Actually, yeah. So the winning list was Mirage.
Somebody said Toulouse was tough.
Toulouse was tough. I heard it looked like a pretty stacked event. I heard some people saying it was although from what I understood, it was also kind of like they had like the one TO that had to put it on his back. I got the guy on Twitter, but did not hear back.
Yeah, was this like an official regional, or was this like a fan thing? Because V League
No, this was officially a regional. This was
this was their French regional. For the like what their for their circuit for Wave 1.
Yep. So it's very cool.
They just got a very cool TO name. Like it just like everyone else going for like we are esports, and they're just like, nah, I like Vmon.
Yeah.
Kind of based.
But yeah, the actual TO for the event, as far as I understand it, is
those 3 egg bastards.
Pecocitania is the @ on Twitter. PECOCCITANIA is the handle for I believe the actual TO for the event. So if you were there, don't follow your TOs. Follow your TOs. Guy only has 15 followers on Twitter. So
we trying to see 30 by the end of the night.
Yeah, follow TOs. People put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into our little grassroots card game.
Okay, yeah, that's also why we're going to take a quick aside to also the Digimon Manchester. Just throwing it in there whilst we're talking about following TOs and stuff. Follow the Digimon Manchester thing, because we've started actually getting things from not just our local. So if you want to be represented and you're in the Northwest, we also will be putting out things. So there's a whole like list of what you need to do.
Slice and Dice.
So yeah,
Fanboy 3 and Harley Quinns and
Jester Games. And all of the geek retreats you could throw a stick at.
Yeah. So yeah, All Force managed to win that. That was pretty interesting. We will hopefully get a second thing. Yeah, second thing later.
Steve, the Terriermon goat.
The Terriermon guy. Funnily enough, I was talking to him earlier.
What a legend.
Yeah, because
thank you for coming, Steve.
I was talking about because like I've been on this like limbo of like, do I want to play Terrier? I think it's good. I don't think people are prepared for it, and then trying to pick between, do I play Biomerge cards or not play Biomerge cards? So I was just like, I'm just gonna ask the guy directly, you know. But anyway, Toulouse.
We love a helpful top player. So Marcy, do you want to talk about Mirage a little bit? You said this is the 4th time it's won.
Yeah. Okay. So funnily enough, today, if you've watched the event, the guy that won was not on any jamming Betamons, and instead I think once we see the list from Raid and Trade, I'm pretty sure if he wasn't on 4 Lanamon, it was very close to 4 Lanamon. And his theory was that all of the other inherits are more useful, and you'd rather get the jamming from the Lanamon.
Mm-hmm.
So it means that you don't have to concede your rookie consistency by playing like no Searcher Galwan, and instead you just play the Lanamon to give yourself the jamming. And it also means that you can kind of play out of thin air. Oh wait. Oh sorry. So Mirage won Top Cut, but Mirage won Swiss, but Dave won
Top Cut. Interesting. We didn't know there was a separate Top Cut event. That's not been published. Oh, well, thank you for getting that out.
Was it like a case of like you guys did day 2?
Well, yeah, it could have been a 2-day event. Actually, I don't have it recorded.
You know what? Yeah.
Let me check the V League handle.
Yeah.
But yeah, top 4 from Swiss was, of course,
I don't
as
trust
mentioned
Twitter,
in the
so
tweet.
give me.
Yeah, you got it. I'll do the.
With Mirage, it's basically like the adaptation that, even though it's Mirage, I don't think is like ever solved because this player was playing 2 Howling.
Oh no, it does say it in the it does say it in the thing. Okay.
Yeah, in the tweet itself, it says first place Swiss.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And here I'm finally voici the top 4 de Swiss. So finally top 4 for Swiss.
For what was I saying? For Mirage, some people don't play any options. Some people put the options back in. Some people play like Icewall is making a little bit of a comeback. Mm-hmm. Some people play like Arrow V, so it's like the core is there, but the deck is still very customizable. And it's just like a really solid deck. The only issue is that it just has some like turbo bad matchup. Like against Setcon, it can be a little bit rough.
I think we can talk about it a little bit later because I have some lists I'd like to highlight from the Eastern format. Mm-hmm. But I think there gets to a point where we can start discussing Mirage as a kind of core of cards, the way we look at Numemon, where it's like this is sort of blue good stuff with Mirage as an engine. Recently this week, a Lightfang Nightclaw list topped an Alphamon Cup over in the East. It was playing no Apollomons and no Dianamons, and instead 4 Mirage Galgamon.
I hate that.
And it was pretty much just the perfect way to cycle hand. It gave you access to like the Galgamon already in there is tribal, so you can unsuspend it with Thomas. There's a lot of silly stuff. So obviously, that's a little spoiler for something coming later. But Mirage is just like it is kind of the perfect blue toolbox at the moment right now. So big fan.
Speaking of toolbox, this hate pile continues to get value.
This one wasn't even playing Salamon.
Yeah.
Or just said nah.
Yeah, we've really completely flipped the format over now.
It feels like a somewhat outdated version of Secon, but at the same time, it feels like...
I mean, the Quantum's pretty funny. Like, it just means that your ace isn't going to immediately overflow straight away. Like, you can just go... And I guess you could also, like, if you're playing into something in particular, you could try and, like, bot deck an important piece to keep it out of the way for longer, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was also the fact that because of Quantum, you can put the Harrismon. Is it Harrismon?
Yeah, Harrismon is the security level 4.
You can put the Harrismon back into your security, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The one thing that's interesting is they're still on Holy Wave, even though Revelation of Light is basically cheaper Holy Wave as soon as the first Kari hits the field, which is every tamer except Random Mirai, which, like, what is she doing there?
I could explain the Mirai.
Is she just to enable Chaos deck? Is she just a 5-cost
It's a 1-card, 2-color source for yellow and purple, but also the extra 1 memory breakpoints do come up.
I see.
She is a start of turn gain 1 memory instead of a start of main phase gain 1 memory, so it helps you facilitate some like weird stuff around decks that needed that before. This became more popular when Galaxy Loop was kind of a thing we were all a little worried about. But just as a Mirai's an interesting card.
It's like Setcon. it made a comeback because of like no Apocalypse keeping it in check. But I feel like this is like the last time we're really going to see Sekon. I don't really see Sekon doing well into like any of the good BT16 decks.
We say that every single format.
Okay, no.
But Partition really does take Sekon and beat its ass.
Okay, you say that, but
Magnum on X.
Yeah.
You're fully unaffected.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It'd just be weird to see if like they start slamming aces that then like DNA with Partition and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna have some bodies that sit around. They do something.
Oh, yeah.
And Jewelman Ace really does cost 4.
I have my issues with Sekon. I just, whatever. I'm not gonna...
One rule for Sekon, one rule for everybody else. How are they still allowed all their old broken cards when other decks get them taken away?
Yeah, exactly. Like Sekon, I just accept it's like whatever. You want to play Sekon, that's fine. It's just a deck that if you are a top player, you prepare for as best as you can. Yeah, we could say whatever. Like it's Sekon. Any more funny lists?
That's another Mirage. Leviamon?
Levia,
that's neat. I think this is like Levia's first.
There's 2 Octomons in here, y'all. This was at the time the first top it had again after it had missed 2 in the
after starter decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while. Like it was starting to reach like Fenry levels of Bozo.
Fraud allegations.
Yeah, actually.
Fraud watch.
There's that like people just kind of like if you were a Levia player, the best time to play was at the beginning of the format. You get your top and you can just piss about. Why continue playing this deck?
As it turns out, so that you can bully the like token beatdown stuff like Ukomon. I think it's really interesting. Octomon is an adaptation the deck's picked up because it does wonders into Devas. But Octomon itself is a really interesting tool for just facilitating getting your like Leviamons out of the trash faster. Sometimes this deck is accused of being too passive. One of the problems it has is like sort of waiting for your opponent to make the biting crush mistake that can kind of win you the game. And with Octomon spawning the token, you can use Leviamon to pop off a little faster and facilitate getting into Levia X much quicker. So obviously this is not like the speed build. There are Anubis Merva builds out there.
It's also quite interesting that there's so many. Like there was a time where a bunch of Levia players, I think around Worlds, like the Levia players were just abandoning Levia and just running like full Levia X, maybe like 1 or 2 Levias and just going like, yeah, sod waiting for you to make a mistake. I am evolving from trash and you will not stop it. Pomumon be damned.
Swinging for 3 checks, right? If you go like any of your level 5s, X antibodies, swing into Levia X, sure, you're passing 6 memory, but with 7th Lightning in the trash, you're popping 1 of every level, sometimes a Tamer, and you're pushing 3 checks. It is a lot of tempo.
Oh yeah, and Serb X is another attack, so it's just like there's layers of value here. In some cases, it was a game on its own.
Yeah.
So interesting to see Leviamon kind of claw its way back into the format a little bit.
Only 2 rare mons as well, not like ball
it's
busting.
Practically a budget deck.
Yeah, we ignore the ruin mode that is chilling there at the top.
I think Raremont might cost as much as a ruin mode now, by the way.
Oh man, if only there was a funny little game that we're going to be playing later that will be cooling into some pocket watches. Let's quickly talk about the top cut winner, Davis.
Okay,
he got himself chat. So I think this list is interesting. There's some things about Deva. We've talked about Deva every week for a while because it's a deck.
1 Jedi, 1 Digi Emperor is funny.
The other one in here is this is a list going back to the adaptation for Merciful Mode. I also get sick of playing against decks that I need to resolve their trash over and over again. So Merciful Mode is a fun adaptation, and it does go over every single primary color of every single 4 sovereign. So when you've got memory to spend it well.
Also, big ups to Mega Gargomon, my favorite cardinal direction.
Hey, if you're gonna play 3 KnTElixar and a collective total of 7, like that's 10 level 5s you blast evolve on, it is a wild one. So
somebody's requesting the
top 9 one. Let me pull that one up.
Before we do that,
before we get onto that, let us.
Oh dear God! Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Show me. Okay, we're coming back to it. No.
Yeah, we'll talk about 9th place later.
Okay, that was like a lot of Deva. What the?
Where's the 9th?
Yeah, Deva was the most represented deck in Top Cut, tied with Red Hybrid.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Also fun fact, fellas, there is no Numemon here.
Huh.
This is Numemon's first miss.
You know what? We love the friend.
Considering that like Leviamon made it to top 8, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
It was beautiful, gendarme. Well done. Hate the slugs.
So is this the list? No. Am I being stupid?
No, that is 14th place. If you go to 9th place,
Oh, the second
place
list, the
is-
second place.
Ninth place, Davis.
Am I
Something-
stupid or is this just out of order?
I think.
It's in reverse order. Are you on the homepage?
Look, it goes from 9 to 30.
Andrew, are
Show
you-
more replies. I got cooked. Okay. We good.
Check
There
out
we
ninth
go.
place.
I love Twitter. I'm so glad
Oh,
they
it's yellow TK. I tested this. I'm very excited
Purple
to see
Mimi
this.
is funny.
Purple Mimi is funny.
Oh shoot, purple Mimi for your
Zero cost
your
loyalty?
loyalties.
Yeah, loyalties.
I have a week ahead of me now.
Chaos
Well,
Deck
it's
Live.
also it's also
Every copy of
Cardinal.
Cardinal is cheaper. Yeah.
yes.
This is
3
hilarious.
the grade is foul.
I mean, it's not like you don't have yellow and purple sources.
Yeah, that's really funny. I dig this a lot. Cause
And then 1 Shadow Seraphi. One
Well,
ruin.
I'm sure it had a specific niche. But this is funny. The yellow TK is cool though. I tested this like a very similar effect to this, which is neat. So,
the
I guess the grade is good into Mirage, right? Because
yeah,
now,
they can't
like-
evade it.
they can't evade it, and it just turns off the OTK.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one also thing that's interesting about the Shadow Seraphi is there's no like, I did my thing with my Antilamon. Please don't answer it before you swing. They're just like, no, you're not blast evolving. Answer this and I'm shooting your security. Is pretty
hold
funny.
on.
Like you can just be
Somebody-
really aggressive over it.
So
Loyalty to set chaos to the top security.
and then you swing with Antila
To
and then you
recover
heal-
1. Oh my goodness gracious.
and then you
me.
feel the chaos.
Oh
deck.
my
Oh,
goodness.
that's neat.
Hey yo.
That's neat.
See,
Yeah, this
Digimon
fun
is
deck.
so cool.
Again, we as a community, we can do amazing, wonderful things, and the most we can do right now is how do I heal chaos deck? You know, this is. Do you remember that show? When was it? 2 mornings ago, I was in the pooper, and I was like, the YouTube shorts came up again, like yours about like
The kid crying
community-
after the Fortnite dance.
no, the community-based decks YouTube short,
Oh yeah, that is a classic.
and it was me going off, and I was like, damn, this guy's spinning, and I was like, wow. But yeah, we can do so much, and we choose to find ways to heal chaos deck.
That is a bummer. I have just made sure I have purple Mimis, so
You do. I remember when.
yeah, I had to drive across London to pick him up for Liam.
Yeah.
Yep, that was fun.
I told that
Good
story
time.
this week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a podcast classic. If we ever get Liam on, I'll make sure he tells him about
Yeah.
When he
the,
wins his, it's when he tops.
and it got
out-
him. It topped. No, he topped DC1.
No, I'm saying when he tops.
Oh,
out in
sorry, yeah.
Mirage, right?
Yeah,
We'll get
sounds
him on
great.
the pod.
That
When
would
the
be great.
night
Oh my
before
God.
he decides he needs his 50th card that he doesn't own, and we all have to scramble for it.
Chaos
Our
deck is
top.
so funny in this deck, guys.
But yeah, go to the Rosamond list. I want to talk about Rosamond.
Yeah, let's talk about the green deck that could somehow. We've been,
It's
everyone's
6th
like,
place, by the way.
yeah, everyone's still just like, damn, why would you play a green level 6 that isn't named Bloom Lordmon? And she came out and slayed.
But yeah, 6th place Rosemont by an uncredited player at the moment, which is a bummer. But if the good folks over at V League get back to us, I would love to make sure we get the name out there.
So
This
there's
is,
been-
I mean,
there's been a resurgence in like green, right? Because at first it was like, you just can't play Bloom, it just sucks into Levia, and then like all the Levias disappeared, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden there's like a couple green decks popping up. And you go on Eggman events, and there's a very interesting build. It's like the most like non-standard build. It plays like fucking Edamon and Chimera, and it's insane. But then there's a list, I think from the French regional, if I'm not sure.
Which
but
one?
somebody,
the Bloom one
somebody-
or the Rosemont one?
the Bloom one. Somebody else
I
popped
got you.
with Bloom, and it
Yeah.
was like a little bit more standard. Now
I've got
Yeah,
them.
I've got the
Here in
16th
chat.
place one.
it's
'cause-
like, so this one isn't playing a new world.
No, that's the most illegal like nonsense that people have been doing for the last 2 weeks. I'm so glad that it is.
It's forbidden technology, and I will not elaborate too much on why I think a new world is very
When
good.
If you want to
Emily
hear
wins
more
the
about
self-
A New World, though, you should go back and watch past episodes of the podcast where we talked about it.
Yeah, I tried
If we
to
talked
like
about it, we talked about it.
yeah, we talked about it and I couldn't remember exactly how the loop worked, but I was trying to pitch it. I know that the Digital Gate Studios guys were the ones that put me on it, and then of course I did what I do best, and I give Emily bad ideas, and then she comes
For
back
me
to me
it
with
was,
results.
For me, it was the dude from Gaia Force Gaming,
Yeah.
because he was playing it for like his Green Cup
Oh,
decks,
it's
and then
so
I was
funny.
like, Okay. Anyway, I just don't want to cope on Bloom too much because I will end up taking it to Salford if it gets really bad. So
I'm
let's
just
move
happy
on
to
to
see.
Rosemont.
I'm happy to see Togemon X, by the way, just because it's the
Yeah.
coolest art in this entire deck.
It's so sick.
It's so hard.
It's a great card. I just don't think it's good for Bloom, but sometimes it works.
It's cool. I just think also the artwork, like it's such a because of how friendly regular Togemon from BT14 looks. It's just like
this one is
just like, straight up locks in. It's like, all right.
Yeah, he's going back to the old me.
But yeah, this did get outplaced by Rosemont.
A much better deck.
Yeah, this also you'll notice in the option lineup there's a very funny card in there. Dimension Scissor from what is
oh
that?
god, yeah,
it's so hard. It's so sick.
Okay, so let me tell you about Rosemont, right? Are we doing the green bonus content today? We might as well, since it's fucking
yeah. I mean, if you're
anyway.
around for Bonico, hell yeah.
All right. So basically, if the Rosemont list, right? If you bring it up in a little bit.
Yeah. Let's just quickly for people that have never read BT1 Dimension Scissor.
Card of all time.
When one of your Digimon gains the following effect for the turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, unsuspend it. This card is very silly.
Now, okay, this is like sort of a two card forbidden combo, right? If this happens to you, you deserve to lose because you got into that position.
I did this to a guy in BT8 with Gallantmon.
And it's the fact that Rosemont Burst Mode does not have once per turn anywhere on the card.
Mm-hmm.
And neither does Quartz. But Burst Mode, you can go into it for free. So realistically, if a Rosemont makes it back to you, you're probably casting Dimension Scissors and winning the game, assuming the opponent gives you like a couple of things to
I mean, Yoshi sets you to 3, so you have exactly 3 memory. And
when you burst Evo, she gains you a memory. Oh, wait, no, because you have to return it to hand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But if you've got 2.
So there's basically like this idea being pitched in like the Digica Discord that like, you know, Rosemont, there's 2 camps of Rosemont. You have to play aggro or you play control and there's no in between.
Man,
and blah, 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 blah. And then look at that. There's a version of the deck that kind of does both. Now, the only issue with Rosemont is that your level 5s are really annoying because of the Mimi Yoshino split. And one is called Lily and the other one is called Lila. Right? So the X antibody, that card is genuinely really good. It just draws a bunch of cards. And, you know, the ace is great. But then the Lilamon playing out Yoshino for free is kind of insane, and it's like your sec plus.
Yep.
So what this deck gets to do is like, if the opponent gives you a body, you can go like swing Rosemont for 4 checks total, or like you can swing for 2 checks and suspend, and then go into the burst mode, and then 2 checks burn 1, so you put your opponent on like no security, which is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But this list is not playing BT1 Mimi, so you can kind of get clapped back.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure.
It feels like Rosemont like they've been printing a lot of the adventure lines with like X antibody support recently. And like this feels like it was supposed to be Green's proto form deck because it was like that would be how you would get value out of the X antibody without needing to use the Ace. But like it just hasn't panned out that way because like Marcy said, the split is so important that you need Ace or Burst Evolving, not Blast Evolving, 2 different things. You need Burst Evolution to really kind of take advantage of a lot of the power.
It is also quite important that the burst modes specifically don't play nice with X antibodies because they are designed to go over exactly the names from Data Squad, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's probably for the best.
So it's probably for the best, right? Because Rosemont X is the most proactive Rosemont card in the sense of like you can push out and stop the opponent from playing somewhat, like tapping the thing that they raise. It beats a decent amount of decks. Like Mirage needs to find like 3-cost Thomas to do something, and even then, like if you've suspended it or locked it, it's somewhat hard. The card is pretty good into things that like play out by effect. It's a pretty solid X antibody, but the burst mode is still like the best one in my opinion. Like that card just applying a lingering floodgate is super good. Your bottom end is like, it's planned bottom end. It's like the most robust bottom end in all of Digimon. Like it's just all of these cards are custom cards.
The Tanemon egg is really interesting and non-standard.
Yes.
It gives them the DP you need to swing. So the 15k Rosemont, it has the advantage of being a level 7, so it kind of no-shows Leviamon security, but it
Yep.
needs the DP to get over Death Xmon. So without Tanamon, you just get cooked.
I
Yep,
see.
that's what I was gonna say. So the problem that Rosemon had before was that it didn't really have power, so it kind of just had to ignore bodies to push for damage because you just didn't have the power. But the Tynamon plus Toge X plus Lily X
Plus
kind of
Mimi,
solved that.
dude. Like Tanamon plus your BT14 Mimi will trigger. So you have
Yeah.
there's tons of access to DP.
Triggering Tynamon is easy. What I'm saying is like you now have ways to like you can get your burst mode to be like 18k.
Oh yeah. Just huge Digimon.
Yeah, it's just crazy because like there is a Palmon that gives jamming, and there's like if
But
with
there's
the
a
right.
Palmon that gives 2k.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to roleplay, you could play the Star Deck Palmon.
Yeah. Shout out to the
And that one
floral
gets
set
2K.
one. That one goes crazy.
Yeah, I'm keeping Lalamon though. Lalamon to find my Yoshinos.
Oh right, it's a
Yeah.
Digiburst thing. That is why you will never be running this. We will not be
Well,
on
the
Digiburst.
jamming one, yeah, the jamming one. But
Okay,
that's the
yeah.
thing, like Lalamon, and this is a deck that like you're not gaining a ton of memory mostly. Well, you're not gaining memory through Digimon most of the time. You're mostly reducing Evo costs and then
Mhm.
gaining memory through Mimi, so you don't really care about floodgates. And you do have a decent enough early game into something like Numemon because of Lily Ace. Especially if they're on the purple build, is if they slam a slug, you just clap back with Lily Ace and then you take away their body. And you're now on a level 5. You can X antibody on top of it. You can Rosemon on top of it. Like the game just kind of snowballs pretty well from the Ace. But yeah, I think Rosemon is neat. I'm glad that like it finally got a result, and it's this weird hybrid build with Dimension Scissors. It's kind of perfect.
I just really this is like raid and trade. Like we kind of roped on them before about like how they get us the information whenever. If anyone at V League could get back to us with regards to the placements and matchups this deck played against, I would love to hear more. I can only imagine that this is probably like the heroic run of a lifetime to make Rosemon work.
Into Davis, you're kind of should, right? Like,
yeah, Davis is not too bad for you at all because
just
like
lock them and then they can't.
it's so funny.
Well, I guess you'd have to be careful about like. Well, I guess if you've locked them and you're specific. Well, I guess they just blast over whatever you're swinging over, and then like the right blast
I never
makes you
swing
trade.
into.
Yeah, why would you ever swing at the Davis if they're stuck? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're going for the Dimension Scissor like restand.
Sure, right. If you're going into Dimension Scissors, then yes. But against Davis, fuck that. I'm swinging face.
Yeah,
They will also have enough guys out that you're burning a ton of security.
Oh yeah, at the very least they'll have 2 to 3 guys plus a tamer. I'm at least burning 2.
Burst mode is like a Omega super suspend, so like Azu Longmon ain't uprighting those Davis no matter what.
Yeah, it's a very cool sticky web.
I am just big fan of the Rosemon list. It's very exciting.
It's finally like this is like the culmination of like 5 waves of support. Finally, Rosemon actually was able to do something. Somebody cracked the code.
I would love to talk while we've still got the post open about the deck that got 7th, if you guys don't mind.
Sure. Is it Davis again?
It's Omni Control.
Okay,
this is Omnimon Control's second appearance in Top Cut, as long as I've triple checked my data resources correctly. It's this in the LATAM regional from like March.
I love that this is on Etamon. That is somehow roleplay that
sick
fits.
in this deck.
Derek, our beloved, sometimes the most base Dorbic Chad, sometimes
WinCon enjoyer.
Sometimes, he just returns to SecCon and, at least we get good SecCon testing. Thanks, Derek. But yeah, he was saying that, like, because Omnimon's War can play out the Etamon, it forces the opponent to play into, like, your aces, which is something that most people can just avoid.
Mm-hmm.
So, big up Omnimon Control.
Not on a super huge amount. I mean, I guess he's on what, like 6, but like when you think Omni Control, I guess you're not super thinking massively about like, oh, I have to actually play around an Ace Digivolution. It's just like a cheap-ish body that is going to turn into something.
Yeah, I mean the difference is that like the net value you get out of Zwart D and Omnimon Zwart is such that like you don't mind paying the more for Omnimon Zwart to get, like Marcia said, like the Etamon or the other 6s that are the 5s in this deck are amazing surge cards. They are top 4 for 2 targets. Fantastic. So in this deck where everything is a search target off those pieces, you pop off super hard, well, other than your tamer cards and options, but the Digimon line. So it does a ton of value for it. And then the thing about like, the format is already really well positioned for something like Merciful Mode. Merciful Mode evolves for 3 over any of these Omnimons. So you get a ton of value out of these pieces. And the entire loop, if you're not familiar with Dark Masters, is the 6s can die to put another 6 in the back.
The 5
will die to put a 6 in the back, and when the 6s die, you can start the loop over.
But why
So-
die when you can just become an Omnimon
Yeah.
and just toolbox between the Omnis? And then
So-
eventually, enough Omnis, that's Alter B.
Yeah, so ton of value out of this deck. It has some interesting control pieces. Matt and Ty from BT5 is this like really weird relic of a format gone by. That card is just like if your opponent has a 6, you just get 2 extra memory at the start of every turn.
And then it's like
Mhm.
all Omnis are sec +1, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is simultaneously like a white source if you were managing to not find a Mother D Reaper and didn't have a chance to hatch one. And also is your sec attack. So your Omnimons, like your Zord Ds that come out of security, are all of a sudden 2 check in.
Ugh, gross.
So it's a very efficient line. Hero is interesting just because it means that your like relatively lower DP 5s are able to trade kind of aggressively, which is interesting.
It also means that all of your Omnimons will be over a Death X in security, because all of
That's
them
true.
technically would trade and die if they're not like buffed,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Omnimon Control has some pretty staunch defenders over in the Eastern format. Array Cars Emit is often credited with being one of the main curators for the original library out deck mill lists. Dude started doing it with Purple Hybrid Digimon back in the day, and has just been like a huge proponent for this list. So for it to sort of finally get its flowers here in the Western format is interesting. The conception is that it just sort of really didn't do as well with a best of 3 format versus a best of 1 format. But I think adaptations like the Edamon help it out. That card sees a lot of success over in the Eastern format at the moment, just because it helps you figure like
It's
you can use
also-
Edamon to get into like Blast Evolving with a like Mastemon Ace and stuff like that.
It's also
Vikemon
like the
Ace.
deck is missing. The deck is missing 2 major pieces of support with Vikemon and Granku. Like those 2 aces really like buff the deck up because you're then allowed to play the best colors, but you get the best effects. Like
Yeah.
Vikemon being blue black.
And deleting stuff is incredible.
Deleting stuff in the Digivolving just is like one of the best aces, and Granku being purple green is like just super insane.
Do they care about cards being in trash? Is that like a big thing?
It's not super
really.
huge. The play cost less than the total pieces is not like massive, like for Edamon's Inherit. But Edamon is the best way that you have an archetype to force the combat, and then like the
Yeah.
difference between Edamon for a Vikemon Blast Evolve in BT16 and Edamon for a Mega Gargomon Blast Evolve is
Yeah, the main thing is like you're just using the Animon to play off of Omnimon's Wart.
Yeah.
That's like the whole point.
deck is cool. I'm glad to see it finally get some success. We were very excited when it topped in Latam, and we're excited to see it here. So,
Deck. Is that all
obviously,
the-
that's I think all of the like particularly distinct tops. There's Leomon, but we've talked about Leomon already a few times. Happy to go through it if you guys are interested.
Yeah, I'm down
Hold on,
to.
Go, to the red, go back to the red hybrid one.
Yeah, I just want to also point
okay.
out that we had some very, very funny names in French. Like we,
Just a Chad.
just the Chad, and then
Too strong.
Yeah, too strong for red hybrid. This one's
Okay,
looking
so
pretty.
There's a
red hybrid list-
Yokomon.
Okay, I get why this player got 8th because the core of red hybrid is very strong,
Mhm.
and I think like Trident Gaia being just like an option for Fanlong is kind of funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
The
But-
Garudamon is neat. Like Garudamon has seen some success recently, but God, I hate when they play like less than 4 OG Burning Gray.
Also, less
Oh, I
than
didn't
8
even see
is-
that. Yeah, that's weird.
It's like it's the best card against Nume. You go Takuya for 3, Burning Gray for 2, and you kill it, and it's like wowee. I have
Mhm.
choked at 2, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Pretty sweet. Good ass deck. Red hybrid is like, I mean, I'd love for us to do like, we've kind of been halfway. We did the halfway through predict the top cut, which we maybe should review next week. That would be fun. But
This is Leo.
Yeah, shout out
this is
to
Leo
I
on
ran out of
Predictable Plays.
ideas.
the Leomon list is fun. I'm kind of into it.
The Lotmon as a searcher is neat, but you don't have Alliance, right? So you can't really trigger a TSS.
No, as far as I understand, the Lotmon is mostly just here as
Just a searcher.
top color for 2 color green Digimon. So
Yeah, it's neat. The thing that Leo gets to do is just like you play your 8 rookies and then the rest is all spice. I've seen Wormmon, I've seen Vanilla Elecmon, I've seen Terriermon. It's all spice.
it's nice to see another Zubagon recognizer for the Leomon just
Yes.
beat down
Heck
strategy.
yeah.
That
Kill 'em.
card works very well.
The only reason why I'm not on Leomon for this event is I've played a fuck ton of Leomon leading up to the Green Cup, and that's how I won. And I kind of grew to like the deck. My only issue is that you don't really have a good way to out Davis other than by like DP minusing with loader Leo and then bot decking with heavy Leo. But then at that point, like the following Davis, like the 6K, is such an awkward threshold for you because it's like 1K away from bot decking this Deva.
Yeah, and there's no threshold increase for that yet.
You'd need to be on some sort of like weird like Kudamon, like when attacking shrink or something, which is
the Leopard X stuff saw a little bit of success for that because it helped you remove them. Because you
technically I could play a yellow Elecmon. There's like a yellow Elecmon that's like when you attack security attack minus minus 2k DP.
Yeah, but I bet that card's old enough that it doesn't just evolve over Fremon for free.
Yeah. But it's like Leo just does not have a good time into Deva unless you start figuring some shit out. But into everything else, like I don't think it's bad. But Fanglong just absolutely fucking cooks you, dude. They'll go, I'll DP minus to your board and you go 42.
Uh-oh. Yep, David's good against Leo.
Oh. My mechanic got invalidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of rough.
Yeah.
Leomon born to die.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess let's head over to Eggman. You can see that's a whole lot of Fanglong. That's a big chunk.
You also have a phenomenal red hybrid matchup. Like, God.
Yeah, they have no way to interact with the heavy Leo line.
Fucking delete me, dude.
They have absolutely no outs to heavy Leo. It's so gross.
Vaccine, it's like the same thing. It's like Digivolve, DP minus. Like, I don't give a shit.
You really do go for their aces in that deck too.
Maybe I'll try like yellow base.
Hey, don't the existing level 3s evolve over Fremon? You could play yellow Fremon, yellow Elecmon, and then the 2 rookies.
Okay, let's keep the spice down.
Yeah, quiet.
But here's the overall pie chart for the Toulouse regional. Top 16, which covers all the decks that we just looked at for it. So if you want to see a pie chart and you want to see all of the individual lists, they're on Eggman events. Shout out to Eggman for consistently being a great source of data, and he's been a lot more consistent with EU. There was some times where it was kind of like...
Bro just did not care.
Yeah, I mean, like, he covered the regionals that I sent him, which was always helpful.
He was busy topping... He was busy topping every Dragon Ball event.
Yeah.
Like, literally every Dragon Ball event he topped.
Bro just loves Dragon Ball.
He's so good at that game.
Did he cover Liverpool?
Yeah,
no,
I think so. Wait,
I don't think it ever made it. No, I don't think it ever made it on Eggman events because it was after the release of the new format.
Yeah, I think he was more interested in the eBay event because it was BT14. Because like I gave it to him, he was like, "Oh, was this BT13?" He's like, "Yeah, it was the last event." He was like, "Oh, damn, I thought it was 14." He's like, "Well, here's the eBay one." He's like, "Oh, sick."
Is it on there?
I don't even know because it's like a weird pre-release event. I could look for it at some point, but
wow, because I topped that event. It's a weird pre-release event. That's cool. Don't worry about it.
Skill issue, I'm afraid. Should have just played in the most recent format. But yeah, that was Toulouse. Obviously, if you played there at the event, get in the comments. We want to hear about it. Let us know how you did. If you, I don't know, if there was a stream that
it sounds like it was a blast.
Yeah, if you were one of the people that made top 16 and you've not been credited in the thing, let us know so we can shout you out in the next one. Because we like giving people their flowers, and people deserve to be recognized for doing a good job, especially on some cracked out lists.
And there were some cracked out lists in Toulouse. You guys went crazy.
I mean, there was also the Play TCG Ultimate Online Cup. That one was kind of funny. Like, that was the one where Gabubon topped.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Have we covered this one?
And it was... No, I don't think we've covered it, because it was happening last week when we were...
Yeah, that's right.
And it was the one that Yellow Vaccine won.
That's right, yeah. I remember this, too, because this was the... what's it called? Oh, my God. I'm having a brain fart. This was Shine's return as well. Shine Greymon made it back into the top cut.
Big up, Shine.
Big up, Shine. It was... I think this is the yellow...
Shout out to the French community. Somebody's saying that, like, they've sent it into pod and they're happy that we're covering it. We just like to cover everything. Like, every region puts in their...
If I can... I spent much of my young life speaking French as part of a school program.
Same.
So I am big on hoping that one day we can get out there and interact with the French Digimon TCG scene.
Yeah, especially like
hard.
France.
Y'all go hard. The scene is crazy out there.
Yeah, esports as well. They just get it. Like,
yeah, they get the vibes.
I think it's because like Europe is very different to the US in the sense that like we only like each country gets like one tournament per circuit, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's,
because
like,
Europe is
when-
all one country.
Yeah, like for
Yeah.
Bandai, it's like Europe.
All one country.
Yeah, for Bandai, it's like
Except when Italy and the UK don't get starter deck releases, that's fun. That's when we're a
Yeah.
different country.
I'm
But
telling
it's
you, the
basi-
Italian flag just looks too close to the Irish flag, and they think it's all the same.
the UK. But yeah, because it's like it's not as easy for people in Europe to travel to like each other's countries to like play. So like we usually just treat like our countries like regional as like the major event for the season, whereas like in America people are more willing to travel to like nearby
yeah, dude.
states.
Folks
stuff
driving
like
to
that.
Illinois, to Texas, just like wherever.
Yeah. Whereas
the
for us
scene
it's
is.
like less attainable. So when like an event happens for a region, like for example Mana Vortex with like the Spanish one, that tournament popped off.
Oh,
We're
dude,
only
Mana
getting
Vortex
our
would
tournament
nuts.
cucked because we only get 128, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's
I'm still happy that we get a UK event.
yeah. I mean, we've got two. One of them.
We get two. I will say that we'll get a BT16 event.
We are doing our best to make sure it gets streamed. I'm doing everything in my power and then some.
I'm so
'Cause-
jealous. I'm missing the UK event. Although there's a chance, if anyone knows, I forget where it is in Illinois. Give me 2 seconds, actually. I don't want to tell you
Are you
guys.
planning on going to a US regional?
Yeah, there was a discussion.
Dude,
that
if you come
Mr.
back with your
DH
Nats invite, I'll be so mad.
That would be so funny.
You're just like, guys,
yeah.
I keep bubbly. Go over to the US and you just come back with a prize
Oh.
cards like,
It's
light
pure-
Turns
year.
out it was a continental diff.
Yeah, it's June 15th in Peoria, Illinois. So that's not too far from where I'll be. I'll say that, and pretty excited to have that potential to go play some US Digimon. I haven't done that.
Yeah, UNA should go. It'll be just Boko. It'll be fantastic. You just walk
I
around
call
with the
you up
hand
from the
cam.
hotel, Andrew. I'm in top 8.
Dude, you know how I've been doing the shorts
It's like
of
4
like
in the morning for you.
I've been doing the shorts of like my round 1, here's how my round 2. It's like a 9-part video. UNA it's just slowly just like I'm round 7.
We both actively grow like stubble and like bags under our eyes.
It's like I played my 9th Numemon and or Seccon. Help.
I reminded them what
In 16,
Crimson Blaze Gallenmon does.
In 16, you're chilling. In 16, there's no side.
It's dude, in 16 I'm probably playing Virus Imperial, boys. I'm gonna grief the shit out of that format.
Oh,
There's
wow.
like what okay, let's be real. As a red Kool-Aid enjoyer, what am I gonna play? Sylphimon?
Phoenixmon.
It's fine. I don't think it's gonna ever beat Magnamon.
It
And I
is,
feel like
man,
that's
but not
I
the
feel like
point.
that's a really bad matchup to lose.
Yeah, but like
At least
you know,
Virus Imperial hits the Magnamon and wins. Anyway, we'll get it. That's maybe a BT16 content video we can look at doing. But
He's gonna be
if-
on mill. He's gonna just go across the
Oh,
country and
no.
go, you wanna do some math?
that would be funny.
I've been
But yeah,
sending
if you're
Terry
in,
I've been sending Terry like Sylphie Jogress lists using like Kuzuha
yeah,
because you can like Kuzuha to like make new Jogresses. So do you guys remember the fucking like Armadillo Jogress pile, or even better, the
Dogress?
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 Hell yeah.
It's bird dress or whatever you want to call it, like
Hawkress.
Hawkress.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's fire.
Ooh, yeah. Basically,
Thanks,
I'm
man.
like,
I work in marketing.
I'm trying to tell Terry that like if you play the 3-cost option for the girls, you can like
Mhm.
play one out from hand and then one from sources, and it's like wow, I get to Jogress again.
You know,
I-
speaking of the girls, do we Bandai they're under fucking maintenance. I was gonna talk
Are
about
you serious? We can't talk about the premium Bandai product.
yeah, deadass. They went
All
running.
right.
No,
Let's-
They
let's-
went running.
Digimon SP. We're gonna pull up the Twitter.
That is
I know these guys have
crazy.
us. If nobody got us, the good folks at Digimon SP have got us.
The product looks kind of okay. Like I'm not like a waifu guy, so like I'm not gonna like.
I don't think any of us are.
No,
I
I
don't-
also
yeah.
just don't. And I also, like, on the flip side, don't understand why some people are so up in arms about it. Like, there's 4, like, quote-unquote waifu Digimon, and then there's, like, each of, like, the main, like, heroines. And I think because the split is so geared towards the heroines, and it's, like, a watercolor pastel thing, maybe it's because I come from Vanguard, so, like...
Yeah, it could be worse.
This means nothing to me. Like, I look at it, I'm like, yeah, this is actually just a tastefully done, nice one. All the girls are in, like, nice outfits. And then there's, like, 4 stained glass, like, waifu characters in the back. Whatever. Like, the majority of the set is the heroines. And they look fine. They're done really tastefully. But I have seen so many people who are just, like, just straight up just enraged by it. I'm like, I feel like it's a
latent
stretch.
issues.
It's a stretch. Like
I
think,
will
like,
say the
card
only beat
selection is
I've seen.
interesting.
Yeah, they picked some strange cards for it, and then considering that 1/3 of the heroine characters in this are the 3 girls from Adventure, they don't get cool alt outfits. It's kind of a bummer. Everyone else did, but if you are a fan of Sora, Mimi, and Kari, get owns.
no drip.
No
Just-
drip,
okay.
no sauce, no cool.
Okay, so Sakuya is great. Like
It's
the
EX2 Sakuyamon.
EX2 Sakuyamon, I think that's a good pick. The Lilith is the new Lilith, right?
That's EX5 or EX6 Lilith. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's fine. Venus,
it's
I'm like,
it's the only Venus, so I get it.
yeah, like the Venus, whatever, and the Minerva, is it Minerva or
That's
Minerva?
Merva.
That's Merva, yeah. Minerva's
Okay,
the
One day banned
child.
card Merva.
That was fine. But then the BT15 tamers, they got like nice alt arts. Why are
Yeah,
we...
they already had nice alts. That is true. Marcio just wants it to be BT1 Mimi,
we
but it's
say-
a different timeline.
We say
But
nice
it's a different
alts.
timeline.
Yeah, we say nice alts. It is just them in like clothing that they have worn in the show. And I feel like Adventure 1, they basically don't leave the digital world for most of it. So they really don't wear clothes that are different to what they came in with for the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
Until like OT where they're all aged up. So it kind of makes sense that they're kind of stuck with like the work attire almost. Whereas
But
everyone
this
else is
just-
like known to be a human that bounces in and out of the digital world.
I don't
But
think
then
it would have
they-
been dumb to make them the reboot versions of themselves to at least give them some drip, though. That's
I guess
all I'm
that's
saying.
fair. I mean, Zoe's in her like standard outfit because they again never leave the digital world. So it's
Yeah.
like you are
Nene's
showing up
cool.
for work. Nene's
Like, the
I
fact-
think is the best.
Nene and Yoshino getting like a higher rarity, like alt art tamer is fine.
Now you can delete her in style.
Is it Biomerge Rika? It is Biomerge Rika.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
it is.
BT17 Rika. So it's
That's cool.
BT8 Yole, which is kind of a card that has fallen away from the format, which is a bit of a bummer. BT17 Rika, BT7 Zoe, BT13 Yoshino, BT10 Nene, and RB1
Really.
Really.
I mean, these are fine cards. This
I just
product
think
Those
is-
are the ones I would hope for each of those tamers.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's almost a shame that it comes out like it's been announced before they get to show off like what the new Zoe would do in a new set. Because I think it would be much cooler instead to see like new Zoe and then just like, hey, here's a premium Bandai for it or whatever. Or like, you know, they could have done the new Yoli. I just think it's really weird to see Rika in her like gangster outfit when she was like
Detective Rika.
when she was like angry, but she's just got a smile on. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like the broken heart T-shirt Rika. So it's just like the layers on this are
It's
hilarious.
like, did they forget that when she was on Sunglasses, she was straight business. I'm here to win tournaments.
Bro, she was taking names. She was killing people.
Yeah, Rio had to dip to an entirely different plane of existence to avoid it. Crazy.
Imagine
but yeah.
your bracket. Imagine being Rio for a second, fellas, and your bracket even beats you so bad every locals you go to that you leave to a different reality.
You check the Bandai premium, it's like, not this bitch again, and just disappear.
On table 1 with Rika and Onaka for the 45th time, bro. I'm going to purgatory.
You see like the fucking like Mega Man like on deletion where he just goes, Cybertron, get me out.
And then she
Yeah.
follows him there. It's like, hey, came to check out the new scene.
Oh, she's like Kaiba in the Jewel of Dementia's like, I'm going to the pat, I will find you.
I'm sure a couple people can relate to being Rio in this analogy if you've played in Manchester and have met Johnny Lowe.
Johnny, Saf, Derek when he shows up on a new hate pile.
Yeah. Ah, damn, I dipped to a different reality to avoid. Johnny's here.
And he's on how many quantum?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool set. I forgot how much it goes for. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's like 80 because you get 2 of each one.
You
and
get
then you
sleeves
get, like,
and a deck box, right?
Yeah, the box is pretty cool.
Premium Bandai. Maybe one day we'll get it in Europe.
Yeah,
Support your LGSs.
I just don't think it's. I think it's kind of overblown, personally. Maybe I'm numb to it. I come from Vanguard.
Yeah, you might
And
be.
I think it's just more like I'm looking at each of the cards individually or like as different parts of a set where I'm looking at the 4 Digimon as like the 4 Digimon as like whatever, they're waifu cards and they're done tastefully for the most part. I think Mervimon's a little bit like it's just an awkward pose, but they had to fit her in the circle, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But like all the tamers are done incredibly tastefully and they're actually nice cards. So I would not judge someone for buying. And
I get it. Also, sleeves. If you like Yellow Vaccine, these are going to be peak sleeves for it.
Yeah. So like I get it, but I really don't empathize with the outrage at all.
Sometimes I'll be mad on the internet, Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm mad online all the time. It's like my third most prominent personality trait.
True. Like the first words we said to each other today were just out of anger.
Yeah, I was a little upset with the goings on of a live stream I was watching. That's all I got. Don't even worry about it.
It was log is Andrew save me. I'm like, I come in, it's between rounds, it's a break. Surely everything is fine because there's nothing on screen that could annoy me. I've proven wrong within under 60 seconds.
It really be like that sometimes.
We are never beating the reading allegations.
Do you guys want to do the market watch bit?
Oh yeah, sure.
Sorry, the what bit? The what's this? What are we doing?
All right, pocket police.
Pretend I don't know.
All right, so we've got another little game show. You guys can play along on both YouTube and Twitch. This time, it's not gonna cost you mono coins. I know we like to do a lot of things where if you've been watching on twitch.tv/KnTElixar, then you can watch along and you can int mono coins.
This one's for the YouTube homies.
This one's for the people that, you know, tax season's coming up. Maybe mono coins are a little bit short this year. You know, you got to save up for the winter.
Maybe some of the biggest monocoin investment bankers are currently on a trans-Pacific flight.
Yeah. This one is going to be a nice free game where I am going to show you just a graph. And this graph is the market value of a...
Oh, you did it in pounds. You're an animal. I don't know them in pounds. I don't know them in pounds.
You know why? Because we're British, innit?
Whoa,
What's that? Hang on a minute.
We are a UK Digimon podcast. Featuring guests from wherever we can get them from.
Yeah, wherever we grab them.
All right.
Pocket police.
So the pocket police right now, we're gonna name pending. You guys are gonna tell me, it's a little bit of like a guess who type thing. You're gonna tell me what this card is and the alt. And if you need hints, I have up to 4 hints. You'll get 4 points if you, well, I guess 5 points if you guess it with no hints. For each hint that I give you, we take a point off and we see just who has the most points out of you two at the end of 4 rounds.
Yap or rack.
We're kind of playing Guess the Flavor Text from Uncommon Energy right now, which is cool. I'm into it. I've always liked that show.
All right.
Okay, so...
Sorry, so do we each get 4 hints or are Marcy and I sharing 4 hints?
It is the same 4 hints. If one of you can lock in your thing, or if you change it after a hint, then we'll just go from one of it. If you don't get it right at all, obviously no points. So if you do want to change your answer after you get a hint, then go for it.
Is it like I'm allowed as many guesses as possible?
Yeah, but you do have to kind of lock one. You gotta go to lock one in at some point.
Okay.
So right now, what are you feeling? Like we've got.
What kind of hints are we looking at? Are they category of card, like an option card? Are they category of card, like from the set? Like what kind of how do we narrow it down?
You know, I'll give this one for free. This one is a Digimon.
Okay.
Okay, somebody in chat has sort of beat me to it, but I do actually believe this to be RB1 Monzemon.
You think
I think Monzemon is way more expensive. I think Monze is like in the 20s.
No, because I'm almost positive that the end of BT15 event were the 2 Numemons, because our BT16 came out in December in Japan. So when it won its event over there, when it started winning, it spiked. And I think that
but look 15. At the...
Oh, that is true. That is up to today. Yeah, that is all right. Then I've wasted a guess. I've guessed Monzemon.
I mean, you're welcome to change it right now because I just need to check what order I fucking sent these in because I have.
That is yesterday.
I have into this segment. Give me a second, please.
Andrew, I know you literally were like explaining the question I asked you, but I forgot immediately because I was mad about Monzemon.
Saf said one of the Dragon Links.
Ooh. Wait, so what were the kind of, we can ask like what kind of card it is, what set it's from?
Okay, now that I have found the thing, what did I tell you it was?
I don't remember. I literally don't remember.
Okay, I've already forgotten as well. This is not a Digimon.
Yes, that's what it was. It's not a Digimon.
This one is not a Digimon. I put the wrong.
Altarhina.
Sorry, is this a chart of 7-day average, 30-day average? What is this a chart of?
This is whatever the default chart is on cardmarket.com.
Well, I think that's 7-day average then.
Yeah, this
he's
is it's like Haltar Ina.
Yeah, it might be Altar Hina. Okay,
guys-
but I will guess something different. Marcio guessed it first.
No, I mean, because you both need the points. If you both think it, you can both get 0 points or 5
No, but I want to
points.
keep guessing it.
Yeah, I want to. So Marcio's locking
Yeah, give
Altar
me 3
Hina for one of
lock-ins.
and if we get one of the 3, we're right.
All right, okay, 3 lock-ins.
I guess we can like work together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to tactically figure out the hints here, buddy.
Okay.
So it's not a Digimon card. Is it from an EX set?
It is not from a main core set.
Okay,
Oh,
stop.
fuck my life.
Oh shoot, wait, I should have been more specific. That could have mean it's this printing versus like the card. Shit.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you the card. I will be very specific about the card, the art, or a stamp.
Is it a pre-release revelation?
That is an interesting.
It can't be. It can't be. The card didn't exist. The card didn't exist in October.
Oh shoot! Yeah. I'm trolling.
The card must at least be as old as August 9th.
Or what the fuck? Well, no, September.
No, that's August.
Why did I not?
No, that's September.
Oh no, you're right. My bad. My bad. I was reading it sideways.
This is an American day.
Okay, so September 8th.
What the fuck was that in September? It was like
BT13. BT13. No, Marcio, RB1 came out in September.
It can be Monzai.
No, it's not Monzai. There's no way it's Monzai.
It might be like Shin Monzai.
It could be Monzai. No, Shin Monzai was never 15 pounds.
Yeah.
The alts just like immediately fell off. This could be Zwart D. This could be Zwart D's reprint. I'm gonna lock. No, it's not from the main set though. That was a BT6 card.
Yeah, he said it was like a. Oh shit.
Oh, dude, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I didn't say. I'm actually having to do this off the dome. I've got 3 of them. I can't remember what the 4th card I came up with was.
You're an well, then just gonna have to throw it away. No. Oh, it's also not a Digimon.
Marcio, we suck in this game. I didn't say Zwart. Okay, so it has to be like a Tameron option that has been around since September.
This is impossible. We are going to lose.
What color is it?
White.
Is that a hint?
White.
Since September.
That is your 3rd hint.
Okay.
We're wasting these hints.
It's Altar Hina.
So you locked in Altar Hina before.
Yeah,
so you double locking it in. We go in with Altar Hina.
I would like to guess it is. Let's narrow it down, right? So that's one of Marcio's lock-ins. I'm gonna say it's the winner stamp, or so the highest rarity of the tournament stamp Cool Boys, which I think is top 4.
Ooh, interesting. All right, so what I'll do...
No, that's a BT set. God damn it, Tom.
Yeah.
It's gotta be all Hina. There's no other. I guess it could be the gold analog youths that don't exist. Yeah, it's alt Hina, right? Like it's surely it's.
So you're both lucky in alt Hina.
Yeah.
You both got it. You both got it before any hints came through. So we will give you the full 5 points for alt Hina being the first one. This was not supposed to be the first one on the list, but I've done these on the wrong order. So we're just gonna fly with it. Alt Hina is indeed this price graph. It is sitting at £20 right now after the
they were bought out the other day.
Heinous cards that got announced for EX7.
It'll be only okay.
So yeah, that was a fun start. Next, you're looking at this graph, which this one less spikes.
That's around the release of BT12. Can I get a kind of card for this, please?
A kind of card?
Yeah, like Tamer Option Egg Digimon.
This is a Digimon.
Hey, Digimon is like $2.
That has fallen off a cliff too. It went down a lot.
Why did it spike in?
Thought of in the shower. I'm very excited about this one.
Why the fuck did it spike in between like
August,
July and September?
What came out in July and September? It could be like a Royal Knights counter card or something. Oh, it could be Psychmon. Could be the winner stamp Psychmon. No, it can't be. The winner stamp one would be more than £2.
No, the winner stamp, was it out by at that point? It wasn't.
Oh, you're right. It was the winner for 13, not 12.
The Flood Goat?
The Flood Goat was the stamp in 13, not in 12.
Yeah.
So what was that? What was that in BT12? Because 12 is May.
Right, can I get color?
All right, you're gonna lock in a color. So what? Actually, you know what? Ask for a hint. Color locks it down too much. The Hina one I was unprepared for. This one I actually have hints ready.
All right,
Oh,
can I get a hint?
Your first hint is this card is referenced more than once on the current Digimon banned and restricted list.
This is BT12 Marcus. Oh no, it's a Digimon.
It's a Digimon and it's referenced twice.
It's
oh,
referenced
it's a Gabumon,
more
right?
than once on the current banned
Sorry,
and
the
restricted list.
card or the species of Digimon?
The card is listed more than once, or referenced more than once on the current banned and restricted list.
Oh, is it like one of the fucking loop cards, like the Galaxy loop pieces? Because it's like this card and this card can't exist together.
That would be a reference.
Or it's a card that went.
It can't be a Galaxy. It can't be a Galaxy loop piece. They didn't exist in.
Isn't it like a Jesmon card? It could be like a card that came on and off the ban list.
That would also be references on
like
the.
a TommyNT or like a Jesmon, like a Savior Huck.
That card did. Those cards did not spike in price back in August, though. Those cards got unlimited in September.
Oh, that is true.
I don't think it's an unlimit. I think it's probably a card that is related to and was not banned instead of a different broken banned card. So like this is going to be like Mirage support or Shine support. Oh, this is so tough.
All right.
That's our first hint, right?
Yeah, I mean, you technically got the Digimon one. I'm gonna stop telling you what type of card it is until that should be low on the. That should be when you're running out of hints, because that helps you narrow it down a lot.
Yeah, it does. It's a lot. What else is on the ban list? This is so tricky. This is a good game. And by good game, I mean me and Marcy look like idiots. My first guess, I'm gonna lock in a guess here. We ready? It's gonna be crazy. Gonna absolutely clutch this one up. I believe that at a high price point of £7 and some change in August, the card that would have matched that kind of format power was, oh no, I want to say Beelzemon X, but it was way hyped before that, so it can't be Beelzemon X.
Run back on the thingies again.
So right now you got the freebie that it was a Digimon, and your current hint is that this Digimon is referenced more than once
on the
banned and restricted list. You guys needing your next hint?
Gabumons, maybe? No.
It's the card. He said it's the card that's referenced, not the Digimon.
Well, yes,
so
the card is referenced.
But it's a Digimon card.
It is a Digimon, yes.
But yeah, but it's not like saying there's lots of Gabumons on the ban list, so it's talking about a Gabumon.
Yeah, okay, yes.
It's interactions that are specific to some card that is this guy.
Yes, I will clarify. It is this card. Because yes, if I,
Okay, then it's like oh my god. I would like to lock in one of my votes.
Okay.
This is a shiny, like, let's call it a regional participant, Eismon Scatter Mode.
That is a good lock.
Because it spiked in August when Belphemon started winning.
Yeah, I can.
I would like to lock a Scatter Mode. That's one of my guesses.
Why is it twice? Scatter Mode is not on there twice.
Oh
fuck no, because it is Eismon, because there's the regular one and then there's Scatter Mode.
Yeah, and also it interacted with the Gabumon and like Gabumon breaks it.
Eismon,
I would like to lock in Scatter Mode.
Fellas, I can confirm it is the participant stamp for
so
Eismon Scatter Mode.
I'm so good at this game.
No, because when Enju was like, it's referenced twice. And I was like, well, there's two Eismons. There's the regular Eismon, and then there's Eismon Scatter Mode.
It is referenced in the ban for Eismon, and it is itself banned.
That is a great hint, but thinking about the timeline helped a lot, Marcio. I think we got to think about what decks did well. Because August was the Belphemon week.
It was Belphemon.
Yes, so other hints that we're going to be coming is there are 3 versions of this card, but only 2 artworks.
Yeah.
Because versions and artworks are different things.
Yep, that's true.
For some reason, I was thinking about like Crimson Blaze or some shit. But that's like erratas.
Yeah, so that's also why, like, for some of these that I'm slightly more prepared for, I will be giving you set hints, because eventually it was going to come down to, it is purple, it is a Digimon. And then it would have been pretty clear what it was. But yeah.
It's a purple and it's Digimon. That's half of the ban
Yeah,
list.
half the ban list.
Okay, yeah. So your next one that is
Oh,
on there.
25.
Oh shit, this doesn't matter. Okay, no, found it. Okay, we're good.
Okay, it
Oh, this
was available. It was available the 17th of October 2023.
So this was from
So that's from
February.
the end of BT13, and it spiked in February.
No, this was BT14. We're already in 14.
Sorry, but like when the card was released, it was October, so it
Sure.
it can't have been 14.
What spiked from $10 to $20?
What spiked in November? Well, Nats was at the no, Nats had already Nats was about to happen. The first spike there is probably Nats.
Is it like
That's EU Nats?
EU Nats and then like NA Nats or NA finals, I suppose?
What format? Sorry, am I stupid? EU Nats was BT14, right?
EU finals was BT14, NA was EX5.
Right.
So this would have somewhat lined up with
these are the 7-day averages. It spiked around Nats and it spiked in the middle of February, which is basically.
I just want to say this is not a 7-day average because you're talking like several months ago at this point.
No. But the way it does those numbers is the default chart. I think is Card Market 7-day average, right, for the prices.
What were people willing to drop $2 on?
So my gut, Marcio, here is it's Patamon.
Interesting.
Patamon was not out in October.
Oh, you're right. Duh.
What was
I mean, Shine was still anticipated to be good.
Not in EX5.
But this is like we have to think about it as like the first spike and the second spike. So it was like or they could be Mirage then maybe.
Mirage or Merva.
What was good in Nats? What was best decks in Nats was like people said
it was Mirage.
Mirage.
I feel like this is like Mirage adjacent.
All right, do you guys?
Andrew, can we get a hint?
Your first hint is this deck has not topped in 2024.
It's not Mirage, Marcio. Pull the parachute.
Okay, it has not topped in 2024.
This deck is an interesting way to describe the sales of a single card. This must be a card that really only sees play in one deck. We are not talking about a Secret Gallantmon here. We're talking about like a Shine Greymon and an alt at the look of it.
No, but Shine has topped.
True, a top. Okay.
Dolphamon has topped.
Dolphamon has topped.
Bloom has topped.
Frostheart has a top, technically. Shoot, man.
Okay, but like if it spiked around NA Nats season, it has to be like a card relevant for that.
It spiked at both Nats though. It spiked in 14 and in EX5.
But the deck doesn't have a top.
As a reminder.
Oh shoot, Marcio, it's I think it's Melga, but we should get another hint before I lock anything.
As a reminder, this is Card Market, so even if NA is doing stuff, we are not always beholden to the same nonsense that they are.
We just buy stuff, right?
Yeah, people just buy out things.
I'm leaning towards like a Melga card, but then I'm like, what card in Melga is holding 12 pounds?
Today? It could be the...
Could it be like the one of the Wergarumons, like the purple one?
The Ace was never 24 pounds.
No. The level 5 Wergarumon.
Oh shoot! But the 17th of October is the structure decks, Marcio.
Yeah, so
these are starter deck cards.
Are you ready for your next hint?
No. Give me just like a minute more.
Gabumon, does the Gabumon have like an alternate print?
Could it be like it might be the stamps as well?
No. But the Gabumons have been topping because of Nume.
True. Okay, so it's not the Gabumons. It's probably not the Mats either. Okay, maybe I joke. Maybe we need the hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
This card's effect is non-once per turn.
Oh, fuck. Not once per turn, but you haven't topped.
That's
Okay. What are like the broken once per turn effects? Not once per turn effects.
Well, hang on. Why don't we work backwards from this? I don't think that's actually a super great narrowing hint. I think it's only good when we use the first hint as well. So what is topping? Davis tops, Nume tops, Hybrid tops. What blue decks are topping? It's Mirage,
Are we going to go through every single color?
I think if we do it by color, it will help us, buddy. I'm not even kidding.
What's like a deck that people think is good and played it back then?
I don't think BWGX is topped at all. This could be a BWGX.
No,
card.
but there's like a Greymon pile version, right?
Only like Wargrey OTK has been doing anything though.
What's once per turn? What's not once per turn?
Wargreymon OTK is up once per turn too, but BWGX
Is it like Black
also
War Greymon?
Black War Greymon also once. Also,
No, like the Digiburst one, right? But
he
that
was never 22 pounds.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that card has like a. Do you want to send it on the next hint?
Okay, but I'm getting kind of skizzed here because I think part of the other thing is it could be like, oh no, Machine is topped as well. Shoot. Yeah, we need another hint. We need another hint.
Yeah, we need another hint.
All right. At the time of recording, there are currently 2 artworks available for purchase.
Fuck you.
Oh my god, Marcio, this is 22. This is the foil version of Ukomon that's not the demo deck one.
It wasn't out in October.
Are you sure? When did O2 the beginning come out?
Because
no, dude, it so was because there were the conventions over the summer.
No, but we didn't have Ukomon for October. We only got Ukomons like for BT14.
Dude.
Like the demo.
Can I Google when the movie came out? Is that allowed?
Yeah, you go for it.
No, I don't think it's Uko or Louis.
Digimon O2.
So
as a reminder, this is also EU, so you would be going based on the demo decks if it was.
Yeah, which the demo deck for the first Ukomon was made available at Gamescom.
In the US.
Marcio, this movie released October 5th in the West.
Would it be like the deck hasn't topped an event, so it's not
of course
Uko.
It can't be Ukomon.
Does Ukomon have a deck though?
Okay, no. Could it be Ramen Vmon?
Vmon
has Armor has a top.
No, because Armor Vmon, Ramen V. Oh shit, yeah, Armors have tops. Armor has like tops. Never mind.
Yeah, I guess that Vmon technically is like Imperial.
But that is also, you're right, that is 2 arts.
But also, is it
2 arts?
Because the blue border one isn't available in English yet. Ukomon doesn't have a deck though. See, chat, you guys are struggling.
How the fuck do any of you have any good memory for text on these cards? I have brain disease.
Yeah, this is all we do. This is what we think about when we're doing.
I go to sleep and I think about like optimizing my 50.
Luftic recently got into the learning the card game phase just to sort of see out of curiosity and was asked about what does it do? It's like we had to discuss bricking and I was like, it's frustrating.
Pokemon isn't out yet.
It was like, it's frustrating when you brick. I'm like, it is, but sometimes in Digimon you just want to resolve your own deck and you don't care if you lose. Like, I go to locals to play Ravemon just to do my thing.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, the card is like $10, so it has 2 prints, right? So I'm guessing like super rare or something. If it has like 2 prints.
Maybe we're getting kind of sidewinded here because
wait, was it 2 prints or 2 alts?
2 arts.
There are 2 art at the time of recording. There are 2 artworks available for purchase.
October is RB1 season again, so I think if it's not I feel like I was kind of close on the money with
mode is not a bad shout, but why would it have spiked?
Fighter, it topped in 2024. Shoot,
how many hints is that?
It didn't top in 2024.
That you've given us 3 hints now. It has not topped in 2024.
2 artworks and not once per turn.
Yeah. Yeah, there were 2024 Ulti Cups. That is a good point.
Oh, like the EX5 Ulti Cups?
Yeah, the ones where it was like the 3 formats only.
Like the
that would basically, the only deck I can think of that adds to the list is basically D Brigade. D Brigade kind of rules itself out.
Does D Brigade have an effect that's like?
But D Brigade's like good cards didn't exist in October though. So.
Yeah, they didn't exist in October. But Fighter Mode technically would have, but I don't see Andrew randomly picking Fighter Mode.
Fighter Mode also would not have been 22 pounds in February, because it had its stuff revealed by then.
Do you want to go for another hint?
Are we out of hints?
No, you got your 4th. You get your 4th one.
Okay, I would like our 4th hint, please.
The 4th hint is this yellow Digimon unlike a card of Digimon of the same name, does not have a stamped version.
Marcio, it's RB1 Monzemon. It did well when the deck started doing well. December is when the deck started doing well in Japan.
No, but this deck has not topped in 2024.
Okay,
well, then
so
what the...
all of your hints, it is this deck has not topped in 2024.
Arts.
This card's effects are non-once per turn. This card has 2 arts, and this Digimon's card, unlike another card of the same name, does not have stamps of any kind.
No stamps, so it's like I'm guessing like it's a main set like alt art, right? Yellow that hasn't topped. Mastemon card maybe. I feel like
most Mastemon things are once per turn, by the way.
No, the ESSs or some shit like that. Well, okay, Mastemon has 2 arts to my knowledge. It hasn't.
Yeah, it has the box topper one and it has the starter deck one.
Technically, its effects are not once per turn because it's like when you play something, when something gets played out, you delete. Yeah, because when something gets deleted, you play it out.
Yeah, but that's like it's a when Digivolving. They're all once.
No. It's like the secondary effect is like all turns, I think.
Oh, that is a good point. I mean, I guess that's the logistics of like what constitutes a once per turn effect.
I think it's Mastemon. I think.
But what would Mastemon have done to get to 20 EX6 hype? I suppose.
Well, no, because it would have gotten the support, like BT14 support, and then like leading up
EX6.
to...
Yeah, I could see it. February was the EX6 reveals over in the East.
EX5. Is there anything in EX5 for Maste? Probably not, but like.
No, it got. Okay, you want to lock in Mastemon?
I think it's Maste.
That's a pretty fun guess.
All right, fellas, you ready?
Hang on, I want to try.
I'm locking in Maste.
Give me 1 minute. I'm doing the donuts in my head. It was available in October, and it's a yellow Digimon card.
It has not topped, and its effect is not once per turn.
And it has a different name. So this is a Digimon with multiple cards, and one of them has a stamp. Marcio, I don't.
No, one of them does not have a stamp.
The one I am talking about does not have a stamp, but there is a card of the same name from a different set that does have a stamp of
Mastemon
some kind.
Mastemon does not have a stamp. It has gold rares. It has
Maste has more than 2. Yeah, somebody put it in the chat because it has the anniversary one. But technically, that's a stamp.
That's the same credited artist. I'm imagining that's the same.
But that one is
I would consider that the same artwork for.
Because it was the same illustration by the same artist, right? That's how we think about that. Okay.
In the same way that I'm treating stamps, like I will say version.
Can you write it in the chat again? Because I'm
okay.
I need to read the sentence so I can like.
Has not topped 2024. Effects once per turn.
Yellow
Digimon.
And
it has a different named. This Digimon has a card, not this card, which has a stamp.
Yeah.
This Digimon has a card, not this card that has a stamp.
Oh.
I am struggling. This is a really good game show, and
what
me and Marcy
fucking
were
yellow
stupid.
card? What fucking yellow card?
And it was available in October. October was so weird for Digimon, man.
Okay, what was in October?
It was RB1 yellow cards. What was in like yellow was like they got like Patamon from the starter deck reprint.
It was like they were not getting Bonsai.
They were not getting gems. Let's put it
Salamon.
Shine has topped. It's not Shine.
No, it's not Shine.
Yellow decks. Let's just be smart about this. It's not Lord Nightmon.
Could it be like?
It's Lord Nightmon. Because Lord Nightmon has a separate alt with a stamp. I would like to lock in BT.
Yeah, it's Lord Knight.
I would like to lock in.
Yeah, it's Lord Knight.
Is that the final lock-in?
I would like to lock in.
Yeah, because the only reason why Andrew would bring up the effect is not once per turn is because he's seen me unsuspended with fucking Sakuyabon to play out another guy.
It's Lord Nightmon. I'm locking in Lord Nightmon.
Yeah, Lord Knight.
BT5 Lord Nightmon. But
Fellas, you were so close. One, as a reminder, that Lord Knight has a stamp. So if you're talking about the other Lord Knight, you'd be talking about BT13, which is a purple card.
You're right. Right.
And Marcio, you dumb mother... You said Sakuyamon. You were... Sakuyamon is this graph. It has 2 arts, non once per turn, has not topped in 2024, and BT5 Sakuyamon has stamps.
Oh, fuck you.
You were so close.
Nobody thinks about BT5 Sakuyamon.
Yeah, I know, which is why it's crazy this thing went to 20 pounds.
This card is not real. This card is not real.
So yes, EX2 Sakuyamon Terry somewhere is super mad.
Terry is rolling in his grave right now.
You know if he was available for this, he would have just got Sakuyamon.
Could somebody call my mom? I need a ride home.
It's the only fucking card that would peak at like fucking like $20, right? Why did it peak in February?
In February, buddy, it was getting BT17 teasers.
Yeah, the key thing that was supposed to give it away is when I said the 2 arts, I said at the time of recording, there are 2 arts available for purchase. The heroine set gives you the 3rd art.
Man.
This is insane. All right, go next. All right,
go next. Yeah, we're on one.
We got one more.
All right, one more for all the marbles. What are we looking at?
October, it was around 20. Does this card have an... sorry, what are you... I don't have to ask the questions. You have the hints.
I
30
do
pounds. Hang on, I'm stupid and I need to look at the numbers to make sure I figure out what dates this are. So that's the end of February, it hit 30 pounds. It was pretty consistently around that all through January.
It was already
all through December.
So it existed in October, right?
Sorry,
so
we're looking at RB1 BT13.
Well, no, because it doesn't say like it just card market just.
Oh, it's true, yeah, because Sakuyamon was older than that. Shoot,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's at least as old as that.
Yeah, it's at least as old as that. And it was getting purchased in.
It really got bought out in February. The ban list hit that day.
Whoa, Saf with a crazy fucking
10:01, yeah. Oh shoot, yeah, it dropped off like a brick.
And then it peaked at like 30?
What was in the
Is it like Savior Hawk?
Oh shoot, that's an interesting thought.
Because like the card was always like kind of expect.
It's Apocalypse. Because you're right. Yeah, the February date was the LT Cup. The February date was the LT Cup. Shoot, man, I'm so bad at this game. This is stressing me out.
It's great because you've gaslit yourself into going, oh, it must be based on recent results, and then just keep picking new cards that just straight up could not be on the graph.
Yeah,
you're right. No. You're right.
Give me the first hint.
The first hint is this card was released in the English version of the card game in nearly every region in 2022.
Nearly every region 2022.
Oh, I mean, yeah, okay. It was released in English in 2022. The delays actually don't matter because
2022 is the 1-block cards, I believe. So that's like starting with ST7 and ST8 and it ends with BT10 and BT9. So we're talking like Alphamon form.
What's the earliest? What does 22 go from to what? What do we end 2022 on?
That is a great question. I will go and find the answer. You can have that one for free. I will find
2023 was BT11. It started off with BT11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the 2022 year starts with the starter decks on like EX1 release.
Oh, 2022 is BT7 till BT11. So 7 up to 10.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, 7 up to EX3. Yes, because February was the first release.
Can you, as the exact hint is written, say it again, please?
The exact hint, as it is written, is this card was released in the English format in 2022.
So that means that, BT7 works. Well, 7 plus works, because they would have gotten, like, BT8, 9 around that time, and we would have gotten it a bit later, still in the same year.
Buddy, this is Andrew. Let's metagame this a little bit. This is a Magnamon. That is BT8 Magnamon. In December, O2 movie hype was all up. In February, BT16
the ban list,
Magnamon.
There was a peak during the ban list.
Yeah, and people thought it was going to get banned, and it didn't. And then it's gone back up.
Wait, which Magnamon?
Probably like BT8.
Why would have it
the low point here is not actually a low number. The low point here is 22 pounds.
Yeah, he is spit.
But what card peaked around October.
Magnamon. It was. I think it's Magnamon. I think it peaked when in Japan. Yeah, I think in Japan we were getting BT16 reveals around. Wait, no, it didn't peak in October. 28 pounds was just like just its floating price, and then in December it went up to nearly 30, and that's when BT16 released in Japan. And then in February we saw it getting even better, and that's when it hit 30 pounds for real because the ban list didn't kill it. It's got to be an alt. I think.
Yeah, it has to be an alt.
I'm leaning towards like a BT8 card. I think it's.
I'm guessing like Jessmon or something, like a GX.
There are no Jessmons. Like, look at the end of this trail, right? There are no Jessmons that are 25 pounds today.
GX.
Is GX really 25 pounds still?
Yeah, alt art or something.
Shoot, we can't look that up because that could
GX
yeah, that would be
20.
cheating.
No, sorry. GX was BT10, which would have been
the end of that year. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been the end of that year.
All right, that's a good call. If it's not Magnamon, it has it being Jessmon.
GX normal's around 20, so yeah. And if it peaked, it would have peaked for.
I should sell my GXs.
Yeah, I want to say like GX maybe, because it would have been around the ban list time for like European finals.
But it hit a low when the ban list came out. Why would it be a Jessmon card if it hit a low when the card got unbanned?
November to the 10th being bought.
Look at January 10th. What was banned on January? January 10th was the choice restrict ban list, right?
Oh, it didn't fucking tank. Well, it didn't tank, but
it didn't tank. It was 22 pounds. That's what I mean. We're getting kind of owned.
Well, no, the ban list did give you Savior Huck.
No, but I don't think it's that ban list. I think that ban list was earlier, which is why it's not. Yeah, Apocalypse and choice restrict.
Wait, is the 10th 2022? Is that the one? November?
I think that's the one where Jess and Tommy Himi were unlimited, right?
Okay, I've gone.
I feel like fucking Rainbolt. Yeah.
Okay, so the next hint.
He'd come on the show.
I'm gonna do these in first person. That was the original idea, and I only just remembered.
Yeah.
I have 5 different variations of which I am the most expensive.
5 different variations.
Feeling pretty good about that BT8 Magnamon.
BT8 does not have 5.
He is the original art, the alt art, the Tamer Party, the
technically the Evo Cup one now.
The Evo Cup one.
Evo
now.
Cup is BT13.
And there's also stamps.
Oh,
Evo Cup is BT13.
Right, yeah.
But it would be variations. Yes, stamps do count as variations.
5 variations.
5 variations of which I am the most expensive. Who am I?
Oh, if it's the most expensive, it's not the BT8 alt because the Tamer Party one exists. So it's not. I
could just be baiting you guys. Thanks, Saf.
Yeah, Saf could be baiting you. I, however, will not lie to you.
What card has 5 variations?
Gallantmon does. BT12 Gallantmon has 3 stamps from regionals, the regular art and the alt art, and it recently had the Ulti Cup one.
Could it be like red hybrid cards? Is there any like red hybrid cards?
Yeah, 3 BT12 Takuya's cards.
We have some guesses for Omnimon.
But it had to be printed in 2022. I don't believe there was an Omnimon in 2022.
Yeah, because the first tip was that it was printed in 22, and it released in 2022 across both regions.
Omnimon BT10
in
Omnimon X. Omnimon X released in 2022.
Does it have 5 versions? Regular, errata.
It has errata, regular, errata,
alt art.
Alt art. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so it doesn't work.
I can't think of 5.
Okay, so you need to just look at between like BT7 and BT EX3, and if any of those cards have.
Plus starter decks too. This is the other thing. It's like
jamming Vmon.
Jamming Vmon's a fun call.
Could it be like a Vmon?
Vmon got a lot of cards that year.
When did we get BT12? No, it wouldn't have worked.
No, it can't be. It's BT7 to EX3. It has 5.
Technically, Fighter Mode BT8 has like. Yeah, no, hold on. Fighter Mode BT8 has at least 5, surely, because you have original, alt. It must have some kind of like Ultima Cup version. There's probably like
it does. Oh, it has the second. Oh, no, that was Paladin Mode. Got the second place one. Never mind.
Is there like an illustration one, or is it?
Of course, the other thing is it's not about 5 variations. It's 5 variations, and of which it is the most expensive.
One sec. It might be 6. I realize that Card Market has specifically griefed me on.
Thanks, Andrew.
Something.
So 6 variations. This one's the most expensive. So it's not like an ultra expensive trophy card. It's like a middling Digimon who has like an entry card. I think.
But
Vmon
this is the most expensive. So
but it can't be jamming Vmon.
It is the most expensive that is available for purchase on Card Market. Right
but jamming Vmon's original print is 2020.
Yeah, that jamming Vmon's not it.
Yeah, one sec. I'm pretty sure that I technically griefed that because.
Do you want to go for another hint?
I think we need it. I'm getting really thrown off by it staying pretty high in December.
Yeah, no, I mean, most, like, in English, even when I check the wiki, it's saying 5. I thought that there was a secret 6th one that I'm forgetting
The
about.
wiki's usually really good, so...
No, okay, yeah, no, it's 5. I didn't grief.
Okay, so can we get our next hint?
Your next hint is... I have 11k DP, and my effects are non-once per turn.
11 and not once per turn.
Oh, word. I'm going to count ST7 Gallantmons in my head. The original, the tournament stamp, the alt art from the PB3.
Premium Bandai
3, Nats Gallantmon. There's only 3. That's fine. And it also definitely, I own one of them and I bought it for 80, so it's definitely not £30.
Lord Knight. No, Lord
Knight wasn't printed in 2022.
Yeah, 2022. Not once per turn, 11k. What are some 11k DP Digimon
that were still this valuable in February?
It has like 5 prints.
This is so challenging.
Would you like the final hint? This will help you narrow it down quite a bit.
Yeah, I would like the final hint.
I am purple.
Lilith?
I believe it's EX2 Beelzemon. I would like to lock in EX2 Beelzemon, please.
Oh yeah, EX2 Beelzemon, because it would have been released in EX2, and then it has 5 prints, right? Because you have original, Premium Bandai, Winner Stamped, and...
Oh, sorry.
The recent one, right? There's the
binder.
Yeah, so binder. So we have original alt,
binder,
winner stamped,
border one from the pre-release. It had 2. There was a winner stamp one and a non-winnering one. I think there are 5 of that Beelzemon.
There are 5 EX2 Beelzemons, and that is actually the correct answer. It is the alt art from EX2.
That's the most expensive one?
It is the most expensive one. The binder one is currently only going for like £7.
All it was like purple, and it was just like, Beelzemon, of course.
I could not. I was just doing the math on all 11k Digimon I could remember.
I didn't realize that there's a winner.
Yeah, there's a pre-release.
Okay, I didn't fucking know that there was a winner Beelzemon stamp and a regular winner. So I was trying to figure out where the 5th one came from. I didn't know that there was a stamped winner stamp.
It was a problem. It was a problem in the US because there was like the Beelzemon Cup winner one, and then there was also like the store tournament one at the same time. So it kind of just like people were like getting them and flipping them for like heinous money, and then it was suddenly like, oh, show up with 2 starter decks to your LGS and you'll just have like 3 of them. And that tanks the price.
It seems like everyone kind of has been enjoying this show like the most, funnily enough.
Yeah,
this is kind of a banger.
This one is fun. Just random ass trivia and how it like converts. Weird ass price trends. If you have a random card that you're like, why does this do this? Send it to me. It can even be a screenshot of
we need a hashtag or something.
Yeah, you need to send it as a screenshot. I'll come up with something. We'll come up with
just
another
like funny
name.
Cards. Like just give us like the most heinous.
When this is content, I'm sure there'll be a hashtag on the screen.
Yeah, so. Marcy, what did you call it? It was like Gamemon Gains or something like that.
Yeah, Gamemon Gains or some shit like that.
I have been robbed for Zenimon Zoom, by the way.
Zenimon Zoom is kind of lit though. I do.
Zenimon Zoom in.
Yeah, Zenimon Zoom is kind of clean.
I like it because you have to zoom in on the chart too, because it's so freaking small.
Yeah. So
The
yeah.
Zenimon zoom in.
The Discord link is dead, by the way. I'll fix that. Omega lol. I will fix that. But yeah, this was a new thing. I think that's pretty much us near the end of the pod. Once again, I've subjected the boys. This game technically will get easier when there's a third person here to help, because if Terry was here as a guest, Sakuyamon would have been like second try. Like I know it in my veins.
I forgot it had the stamp, which sucks because I have the stamped Gallantmon, so I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, that one was a fun one. It's like Beelzemon. Funny enough, Beelzemon was the one I posted in our Discord when Marcio came up with the idea. That was the card that came to mind, and I posted the screenshot and then the 4 hints. And then everything else was just off rip.
You said, I literally was doing the math in my head of purple Digimon with 11K, and then I was like, Beelzemon was the only one that mattered in that year.
Yeah, that's also why I was like, I'm gonna stop telling you
when
when it's...
When you said purple, not once per turn, I was like, well, yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it was just like, okay.
First it was like Lilith, but I was like, wait, no, Lilith doesn't make any sense.
It's why I just like, I'm gonna start coming up with the actual hints, because when I was just giving you, this shit's a Digimon for free, I was like, okay, yeah. That does narrow down the pool. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. This
well done, Mr. Streamer.
Idea, I will give credit where it's due. This is Terry and Marcio's idea that I have then run with and turned into
a full video.
A hellscape. But yeah, there'll be information on how to do it. We have a bunch of game shows that are a lot of effort to produce and are fun. Please make them do as well as regular Digimon content. Thanks again, boys, for joining me for another Saturday. 7 p.m. is where we do these. There will be some bonus content that we are going to shoot. Marcio's not going to be in it, as per usual. KW.
Well, if you give me a bit, I'll come back. I just got to go shopping really quick.
Okay, yeah, so we'll shoot some bonus content. We'll probably be talking about the green cards of all time, best and worst. Yeah, if you want that access to that, it'll be on the YouTube at the championship tier for the members. Thanks everyone that dropped by on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure to follow on the things if you haven't already. We have a TikTok as well. Some of these will be turned into TikTok clips. Maybe Tom...
Misplay for GamePod.
Yeah, Misplay for GamePod on TikTok if you want to see bite-sized shorts of Tom despairing, Marcio getting very angry, or me trolling a segment. But yeah, see y'all next week, same time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. Baba booey.
All right, mics are dead. Mics...